Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Sorry for being a little bit late. It's my fault. I sent the link with emojis, and it didn't work for a lot of people. I didn't put a space between the link and the actual emoji. Big up everybody that is here. We cannot have more votes than likes. We're actually closing in on about 200 votes. Let's get the likes up. It helps the channel. And also, just a shameless plug before I actually give you the show. I'm actually less than 10 subscribers away now from 38,000 subscribers. So big up for all the community of Footy Judge Mo. Hit the like button if you are here. We have 300 people, so I'm sure that there is at least 50 of you that haven't subscribed yet. Hit that like button. Support the channel. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Of course, members chats are priority. Super chatters are absolutely fantastic supporting the channel. Getting involved in the conversation as well. We got K-Mac here. After Liverpool got smashed by Milan, same team, the Arsenal beat 1-0, of course. Amarim telling everyone at Man United we're in for tough times. We'll talk about that as well. And Marshall here, repping Chelsea, who are building the team quietly. Underrated, of course, Chelsea team with Xavi Simons and Hato coming in. They're going to challenge for the title. Chelsea must is the new thing that we'll talk about. And it is Victor Gyökeres Day for Arsenal, of course. And the announcement, the video was cold, of course. And listen, Arsenal got the number 14, new Thierry Henry in the house. Number 14 is in the house for Arsenal, of course. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. And let's talk about it. How is everyone doing? Also, just before, K-Mac channel in the description as well. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure to go and support Casual EFC, of course, which is Marshall's channel in the description as well. And AA United, Dr. Ahmed, again with the glasses right here with us. Of course, hit that like button, people. What are we saying? How is everyone feeling? Excited?
Amazing, bro.
Good.
There is kind of one of the mics is bringing a little bit of like air, or like, you know, anybody know what I'm talking about? Marshall, unmute your mic. It's perfect now.
Okay.
It's absolutely perfect.
Okay. I have a fan blowing, but usually it's not the issue. But
it's not a fan.
We're good here, man. Excited for. Thanks for having me on, first of all, and excited for this season, man. We're only 2 weeks away, ladies and gents, from the season pretty much starting, right?
Yeah, 100%. 2 weeks away, and Chelsea haven't played a preseason game yet. But I actually want to start with one thing. Hit that like button, people, and let's start. Free, big up. Feet Judge Mo. Hope you're doing well. Fuck off, Fonzie. I'm not sure if that was a in an actual dig as usual, or or did you do a typo, or what is going on? Where do we start? I want to start quickly on Manchester United. Cunha, Mbuemo, the midfield, Amorim, the everything that he said. Quickly, Ahmed, are you in for a good season? You think you're going to be good for a good season?
No chance.
No, even with Cunha and Mbuemo.
Nah. We might score more goals because it's not difficult to be better than Garnacho and Højlund. We'll probably score more goals, get more wins. But are we going to significantly turn from a shit team to an outrageous team? Nah, because we've got a shit manager in it. So simple as that. So yeah, look at this guy. Listen,
I had to. Every time you just talk about Man United, I just hear the violin.
No. The thing is,
I visualize.
Well, you know what it is, though. Yeah, I have to just be honest. Yeah. Everyone knows my stance on this manager. I'm excited that we've got Cunha and Mbuemo over the line. I wasn't one of those fans where, you know how there was loads of people complaining in the transfer window, "Oh my days, we're not moving. Why is it taking ages?" Blah blah blah. I was calm. Like, listen, they're selling their best player. It took a bit of time, cool, but that's life, and you just have to be patient. But on the pitch, do I see us improving drastically? No, I don't see it. Because because at the end of the day, yeah, for as bad as Garnacho and Højlund, I should have seen improvement from because when we got rid of Ten Hag, yeah, I expected much bigger improvement from how, like, the noise were coming out from Amorim, like, oh, he's this younger manager, he's done this. I expected big change, and he's been a massive disappointment. So with better players, of course, we might be better in terms of being more clinical, but as a whole, I don't see us improving. So my prediction is mid-table, even with 1 game a week. I don't see us getting top 4 or top 6. So maybe at best we can try and get 8th, 9th at best, because we don't have that many competitions that we have to worry about, i.e. Europa League. So that's my honest assessment. But the expectation.
There is a bad sound there. Like, is it only me, or you guys hear it the same?
Coming in.
Yeah, like it's just bad. Like there's like it goes and comes in. I don't know why, but go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So like, yeah, bro. Like the expectation is since that you've drastically improved the attacking department with the 2 players that we signed, we should be getting at least bare minimum top 5, top 6. That should be the bare minimum. 1 game a week, we should be getting that. And with your quotes, what you said more about Amorim, yeah, it's going to be because he said before he got the job, he said a storm is coming. And when we beat Aston Villa 2-0, he said good days are coming. And in the press conference, he said, we're going to suffer again. Bro, did we hire a psychologist at this point? Like, I don't understand who we hired. Like, bro, we're talking he's talking about suffering. Like, I've already suffered enough, innit? I'm not prepared to go another suffering. Like, I want to see an instant drastic change in the style of play, and I want us to kick on straight away. No excuses. Like, this whole suffering talk and we need this and we need that, like, it's all buzzwords to me. Like, it's just nonsense. And yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I think bro, like, I don't know, maybe Amorim likes to suffer. Like, he loves the word. So yeah, I'm not prepared to go through that same dross last season. No chance, yeah, because I think he's...
Bro, you have good players, bro. Like, Amorim is not a bad coach. You're going over the top. Amorim is not a bad coach as you make him be. He's a good coach. There is Arsenal fans that wanted Arteta out in the beginning, and now look where they are.
Arteta's shown enough, like, he's shown enough.
Yeah, like, I am not, like, he didn't show it in the beginning. You are saying that Amorim is as bad as Ten Hag, for example. No,
they're both trash. Trash.
No, Amorim is not a bad coach. Are you serious? You really say, like, with Garnacho, Højlund, and with all the respect, what is his name? The guy that you bought last season from, like, the Italian league. What's his name?
Oh, Dortmund.
You want Man United to do well. He's not a bad coach. You're just
no.
chatting.
So do you admit that we've got good players in this team? Like,
now you do have good players, yeah.
Okay,
with
so
Cunha and Mbuemo, and listen, Cunha and Mbuemo, you get Oli Watkins, Man United can finish top 5, of course, top 6, yes.
That midfield.
You've got but you've got to understand they've got 1 game a week, pretty much.
Bro, listen, last season, Mo, we did not okay, let me just put it like this. I don't care if you don't have your best players. I don't care about that. Let's go back to the basics. If you as a manager join a club halfway through a season and you can't even register me as a fan 2 Premier League back-to-back wins, just 2, by the way, I'm asking for 2. You're not serious. He's managed a lot of the games, you know. He's managed a lot of the games, and yeah, he joined halfway through a season. David Moyes joined halfway through the season. The Wolves manager, the Portuguese guy, joined halfway through a season. I never said Amorim needs to win the Premier League, yeah. But show me good football, show me drastic change and how you can improve these players, and actually go from here to here. Like you saying that he should.
So anyone here expecting Man United to sack Amorim like in December? Is that what we're saying?
I mean, if he has like a similar start to the season to how they've ended, then yeah, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd have to be something drastically gone wrong for them to sack him. I think if he stabilizes and does okay, even like I'm talking, they're still in contention for a Champions League spot. You know, they're in that sort of mid-table, 8th, 7th, 6th. I don't think they'll sack him in that case. But if they kind of see themselves in 13th after like 10, 15 games, I can see that direction being at least thought about or seriously considered, because they do need to obviously start seeing some forms of improvement. They've got Cunha in, they've got Brian and Wembo in. I'm pretty sure they're both available to play tonight as well against West Ham. So they've had a good preseason to gel these players in as well. So
Diallo in the attack as well. Loads of players in the attack. Diallo in the attack as well.
The problem is, though, the problem is with Manchester United, with Amorim, is he came into a team and he just decided to just play a formation that the team just couldn't play. Like, they're just not suited to it. Like, they're not suited to the formation that he wanted. And like, I'm not saying that like he should do what Arne Slot did, but Arne Slot came in and he didn't rearrange the furniture. Like, he literally just changed a couple of things, tweaked a few things here and there. Like, Manchester United was still a team that were probably going to be in the top 10. Like, whether it was Amorim or whether it was another coach, if they'd have kept the same formation and at least had the players doing similar things. But he just decided to just change everything, and they haven't even got the midfield to do what he wants them to do. Like,
what Slot did is a sign of a good manager.
By the way,
what Slot did there is a sign of good management and good coaching as well. Like, he's a good blend of both. So go on.
Chelsea's manager did that as well, by the way.
Maresca
did that as well.
Because I feel like what we're doing is we're comparing like pears and oranges and apples and orange, whatever they're saying is, right? And for me, like, what Ruben Amorim wants to do is nothing to what, like, you know, like a Slot can do with his team. Because even with Slot, with what he done, it's fairly similar to kind of how he plays anyway. So there's not a lot of transition or like changes in system that really needs to be made. He's a bit more methodical. He's not rock and roll, but that's easier to transition than what Amorim wants to do. I feel like there is a bit of you have to go a bit hardcore on the system to find out what you actually need. Now, the question is, how much are they willing to back him and how much are they willing to back this system to make it work?
Not enough.
No, exactly. And the problem that I kind of have, the problem I have, right, is, and I've had this argument with United fans when Ruben Amorim came in. I think he's a brilliant coach, but the problem that I have with him is, where do you go if it goes wrong? Because even if you look at Slot, if you look at Arteta, if you look at Maresca, if you look at Pep, if you look at any of these sort of systems, right? Even if you look at Ange's system, there's still a way to go. There's still someone who you can come in without having to tear it all apart. You know, Slot's a prime example of this. Maresca's a prime example of this. They didn't need to tear the team apart. They just needed to maybe bring in a few to pluck the holes. But whereas with Amorim, if you do back this project with Amorim, who do you really bring in of a top level that still plays this way? Maybe Xabi Alonso, and that's about as far as I go.
Just to add something real quick here, you know how people say, because there's a lot of United fans, he needs physicality, he needs intensity. That is nonsense, yeah. Those buzzwords that I keep hearing, I've just seen, I know he got smoked 5-0 by PSG, Mo's ex-manager in Simeone. What is it? Yeah. Whatever his name is, yeah. Inzaghi, sorry, yeah. Inzaghi, yeah. I've seen this. Sorry, I've seen this guy play.
I put Mo muted, yeah.
Oh, did he mute me?
No, I didn't mute you at all.
Bro, listen, the guy. Listen, what is this? What's going on here? Listen, I've seen this guy play with Mkhitaryan, who's pushing 50. Yeah, pushing 50. He's got no physicality about him. He's on his last legs. So, my question to United fans: how has he got an Inter team that is on his last legs, able to play that way, right? With players that you wouldn't even take at Man United. If someone said to me, "Would you take Mkhitaryan and Dumfries and DeMarco?" I would say you are on smoke. The reason why he made it work with us.
Dumfries is a good
Dumfries
player.
is a boat. Listen, he's a 2-game merchant, bro. He had them 2 good games, and then that's it. Like,
but
in terms of like over the
On that though, Ahmed, like that. So 2 things, right? Because you said that he's been backed, and I'll come back to that. I think one thing I wanted to point out is that I feel like in this day and age in football, there's always different styles of coaches, right? There's going to be the coach that makes the immediate impact, gets a manager bounce, an Inzaghi that maybe gets the best out of this team in the short term, but in the long term, if he had stayed at Inter, do we know if he was going to get backed enough, if he could get this team to go again into the Inter? Like, that was an Inter that were on their last strings, I would say. And I think Mo would disagree on that, right? So it would be curious to see what Inzaghi could build after that those run of players have run their course. But even on then, with Amram, part of me is curious to see what happens this season, because I agree with Mo. Like, I don't think he's a bad manager or coach. I as much as I want to banter your team and United and all that, and I wanted Amram before I got Maresca, and I'm glad I dodged that bullet. At the same time, like, there's no way he did what he did at Porto and it was a fluke. Right? It can't. I just can't see that being a feasible thing.
Porto won the league. I'm pretty sure.
Porto won the league, and they became a dominant team in that league as a result of his coaching and what he's established. So I'm curious to see if maybe the first season was kind of what Maresca went through in January, February, where it was a really, really rough patch. People wanted him out. And then now we're finally starting to see the fruits of the labor and the system trying now, different formations and different systems trying to now, bear fruit. And we're seeing results of it. The other thing is, I don't even know if I could genuinely sit here and say that Amram isn't properly backed, because I look at Pep, for example. Pep, we saw the issues with Pep last season. Definitely way fell off the wagon in terms of being in the title race, nowhere near it. And they've gotten so many signings for Pep. You look at Arteta and how he's been back this season. We'll talk about Arsenal, but their backs are against the wall. They have to, they must. You look at how Maresca's been back. And I look at Amram and it's like, okay, sure, you got some players, but what about the players that need to leave? The players that he's literally coming out in conferences saying, like, well, if they don't have a home and if we have to play them, we'll bring them back, like Garnacho. Like, this is just, to me, I don't know if that's properly backing the manager.
I think he's getting backed. Yeah, because like the players that he's okay. So he's got Cunha, he's got Mbeumo, yeah. Dorgu, we gave him. He said he made it very clear he wants a wing back. We got him a wing back in January. We don't really spend that much in January, so we got him them 3 players. All right, he's already walked into a team with Mazraoui. You've got Xerxes already that we bought. You've got Ugarte, who he coached at Sporting. You've also got Mason Mount, who he loves and adores for some strange reason.
He doesn't like playing Ugarte, by the way, which is weird. Exactly.
Weird. Right. Which is weird. You've got player in Kobe Mainoo. You've got Lenny Yoro, who was one of the best talents in this position. Yeah, he's not walking into an absolute mess as people are exaggerating.
Not a 15-place team.
Yeah. He's walking into a very competent team that should be comfortably in top 6 at the bare minimum. Yeah. So for it to capitulate this much, yeah, bro, how many players have we seen leave Man United and do well? So it's not a player issue. Clearly, it's just the culture at the club. The hiring like wrong managers all the time, and yeah, bro, like, and plus for him to get backed, he needs to show us something why he deserves to get. Why do you think Slot is being backed this much? Look what he's shown. Show us something.
Why does Ahmed get muted a lot? What are you? You nervous? Do you click something? Do you hit something?
Bro.
It's like, are you mad at something? Like, why do you like hit something and he mutes himself? He's like, bro, your mic is mad at you, and like people in the chat, someone mutes you from the chat.
Listen,
I don't know. I'm not touching
Ineos are after him. Ineos are after him.
Amram is like you something.
Are you being muted by Man United?
Bro, listen, they shouldn't be muting me. They're taking my money, bro. I'm just buying kits at this point just to get a bit of happiness these days.
Ineos is muting you.
Okay, can I ask you guys? Okay, the last point about Man United. anybody think that Man United will be a main player in the league? What I mean by main player, I think that Aston Villa were a main player. I think Nottingham Forest were a main player last season. Newcastle were main players. Like these teams that we sit and think that they can affect title races, they can get Europe, they can get European spots. You know, like the effect, like Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Villa last season, they were main players in the league. Like these teams affected title races. As I said, European spots. Does anybody think that Man United will be one of these players in the league, or are they going to be just another, like Fulham, for example, last season? Like, just you get the point. With all due respect to the Fulham fans, you know, like Everton's and the West Hams, you know, Spurs. Like these teams are just, like, to be honest, there are like about 5-6 teams in the league that they're like, yeah, okay, they're playing today. Fine, I can go out and watch it on my phone. You know what I mean?
I'll go first on that, as obviously Man United's a Liverpool rival forever. I do think they'll take points off some of the top teams. Like they took 2 points off us, and they were in the mud when they did that as well. And I do think they'll probably be there or thereabouts around the cup, because they haven't got any midweek games, so they could go for a cup competition full on. And you've got other teams that might just be concentrating on not the cup because they're in the Champions League or the Europa League or whatever. So I do think maybe they might get a cup, and then probably finish like 7th or 8th. Genuinely, Amarin's a good manager. Amarin's a good manager. All right, I wanted him as well, by the way.
Well, your club did the right analysis by not getting him.
Yeah, I know, but I did want him. Well, we nearly got him, mate. Like,
I wish you got him. Bloody hell.
Nearly got Thomas Frank.
Bro.
I actually think that Man United will be, if they get the right striker, like a Mateta or they get Oli Watkins, I genuinely think that Man United will have a good season. One of the main problems at Man United last season is literally putting the ball in the back of the net. If they get Oli Watkins, guys, and this is but I'm going to say this, and people are going to actually not like it. I said it on the Football Terrace on Straight Facts. They're going to have 3 of the top 10 GA contributions last season in the Premier League. Cunha, Mbeumo, and Oli Watkins. And no one else will have the same, by the way. No one else will have in their attack 3 of the top 10. No one.
But
no team.
But they've still got an honor in goal.
No.
But that's not the point. They are they are trying to sign Emi Martinez. And people forget that there are 3 factors in every deal. A club that wants to sell, a player wants to go, and a club that wants to buy. Man United want to buy Martinez. Aston Villa want to sell him, and Emi Martinez want to go to Man United. It will happen one way or the other.
He's the only Villa player I want.
It will happen. Emi Martinez. It will happen one way or the other.
No chance. No chance.
Why wouldn't you take Watkins?
Bro, Oli Watkins, Mbeumo, Cunha. That's Ahmed. That's why. Don't turn your nose. Yeah. Don't turn your nose up on players. Who do you think you're gonna get? You think you're gonna
Would you rather have Jackson? We'll sell you. I'll sell you Jackson, Ahmed.
Jackson.
We'll give you Jackson.
Listen. Watkins is so average. He's so average.
He's an absolute bagsman.
I think Watkins.
Listen, I've watched this guy. I've watched this guy play so many times. I don't care what the numbers say. Yeah, he's not that good. He's not that good. There's 2 strikers that I'm taking over him. Yeah, that are much better. There's 2 strikers that I'm taking at Man United that are better than him, and that's Mateta and Wissa. Both of them strikers are better than him. Watkins, yeah, you know them type of strikers who just thrive at being a mid-table club, and that's just their level in it. I've seen it with Solanke at Bournemouth. I've seen it with Watkins. Yeah, he's that type of striker. He ain't gonna replicate them type of numbers at Man United, because at Villa he's playing in a good team. He's playing at a manager who improves strikers firstly, right? And Unai Emery, and he's not going to replicate it straight away. I've seen Lukaku, yeah, who was a proven goal scorer at Everton, bagging 20 plus, almost winning golden boots, competing with Harry Kane, struggle at Man United. And what's the assurance that Watkins is going to be able to do that? Bearing in mind that Lukaku was a better striker than Watkins. So like, I really don't like this. I think Watkins on paper. Do you get what I'm saying? Watkins on paper. I see
what you're saying.
Watkins on paper.
Anyway, at United.
We'll see what Man United get. Yeah. It's either, bro, you're going to get... It's either you're going to get Action Jackson or you're going to get Oli Watkins. Action Jackson or bro. But we'll see. But the striker market is weak.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna get, broski.
That's why I said Mateta or Wissa. Those are the players who would I take rather than Watkins.
Wissa is not a striker. It's too similar to Mbeumo and Cunha. He's a false 9.
I don't think need a number 9. Want to get rid of him either. I think they denied his request.
No, they want to. No, they want, but they want 40 million pounds at least for him. So we'll see. Well, listen, I want to move on. See, step by step, people in the chat. We have over 1,000 people, and you all are frauds. Because we have 550 votes and only 250 likes. Everyone that fucking vote, hit the damn like. Just vote and like the damn video. Close your live chat and hit the like button. Get us to 400 likes, 500 likes at least. Hit that like button. And also, I just want to say something. We actually 5 subscribers away. You all are frauds. Hit the subscription button if you're here. Fucking 5 subscribers away to reach our target today, 38. Hit that like button. Anyway. Moving on to Chelsea. Xavi Simons. Arsenal are in for Xavi Simons, by the way. But they aren't serious. It looks like Chelsea are going to wrap it up for 70 million. Another expensive young player signing for Chelsea Football Club for 70 million. He's a great signing, bro. He's a great signing. Is anyone here thinking that Chelsea are doing the right things, guys? By signing young. 70 million euros.
For who? Xavi Simons? I don't think he's that great, to be fair. But yeah, I think he's decent.
What?
I don't think
Chelsea is just a churn machine that's going to make loads of money in the future. That's what they're doing.
That's why Xavi Simons has always been
clever. It's clever.
Yeah.
So unless someone corrects me, what I read is 56 million pounds. Okay,
60 million pounds.
No.
50 million pounds.
So okay, Simmons. Okay, Fabrizio Romano tweeted about him this morning. To be honest,
didn't Leipzig?
Yeah, that's around the price. It's around 50 million. Yeah, I think Leipzig just want to recoup their money for the most part. But there's an opportunity to get him for a significant discount if Carney Chukwuemeka would want to go in that direction as well, which Leipzig are working on trying to get him to come to Leipzig versus Dortmund. But yeah, I think it's a good deal. Hato is another one too that's involved in that backup for Cucurella, which I think is very much needed. But Xavi Simons, listen, I like the profile. You look at his stats on FBref, all that stuff. He surpasses Morgan Rogers. He's surpassing Alejandro Garnacho on that left-hand side. It's just overall like a no-brainer when it comes to between those 3 who you would pick. And for the price, I'm not going to complain too much. He's going to come into a Chelsea side that are more confident than they've ever been. And there's going to be a lot of competition, a lot of rotation. You got UCL, you got Carabao, FA Cup games, plenty of Premier League games. So there's going to be plenty of rotation in that team. And considering what we saw in Club World Cup, there's going to be different formations depending on what opponent we go up against. We can either go up with a 4-2-2-2 or the 3-4-3. We can go back to what we played last season, which is an inverted 3-4-3. There was times where we were playing like a diamond midfield or 2 cams and 1 attack, 1 striker. It's just what Maresca's been able to do over the summer and in the last 10 games of the season. He's established his system, and now that they kind of got the fundamentals down, he's been so much more flexible and playing these players in certain parts of the pitch and taking up certain spaces. And I think I understand why he wants those versatile players like a João Pedro, like a Xavi Simons that can play on the left, the right, and in the middle, because you need to be able to change on the dot in the middle of a game. And it makes it so Chelsea is so unpredictable to set up against because you don't know what formation they're going to put up against you. If Cucurella is going to bomb, or if Malagusa is going to play on the wing, or it's just going to be Reece James at right back. It's nice to see, man. It's a breath of fresh air, and I support this signing 100%. It's been a good window for Chelsea so far.
Where do you think the aspirations? Anyone else want to speak on Chelsea and what Chelsea should do this season?
I think what Xavi's on this Xavi Simons things, I think what they need to be careful about is he becomes very diva-ish if he doesn't get the game time he wants. and he will demand a move. And I mean, you can be fine with that. You can be happy with that. But he is one of those kind of players that does kick up a fuss if it's not going his way.
That's the reason why Liverpool haven't gone near him. One of our checks is he a dickhead? And apparently he might be.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see.
You got a good deal though. You got a good deal because
Yeah.
they wanted 80 million for him at first, or 90 million or something.
Yeah, I mean, for the price that's being touted,
pounds.
which is around that 50, 60 million pound price, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm sure he's going to, if he's already accepted personal terms, I'm sure he's accepted reasonable wages, which is what helps Chelsea out when it comes to those dickheads that you're talking about. Renato Vega being a prime example, came in the summer. We told him, hey, you're going to be a backup to Cucurella. All of a sudden, he gets that platform to really establish himself in the Portuguese team, wants to play left center back. By January, he wants to move out, and now we're already selling him for double the price that we purchased him at.
You're definitely not selling Xavi Simons for 140 million euros. That is not happening.
Probably not, but we could probably make up our money if it doesn't work out because of the salary being manageable. Another club would come in and buy the player.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying it's a point to consider because Barca did the same, PSG did the same, PSV when he was loaned out there, didn't want to really go back there. He does have a tendency when things don't really go his way or aren't as ambitious as he wants them to be. It's whether it's look. Now I'll make a clarification. I don't know if it's him specifically or if it's his camp, but somewhere in that circle, someone is making a problem of this. That's why even at RB Leipzig, he wants to.
Can I ask you something, guys, for real about this? Why are Chelsea spending 70 million on this if they need a centre back? Why don't Chelsea?
You know what I was about to say, Mo?
You have Neto, Gittins, Estevao, Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Delap. That is good enough, right? Why that it's 70 million? If they go for a top centre back, not a backup left back, if they go for Guehi for it, if you go to, there is a bad noise from the background. I don't know where is it coming from. If Chelsea take this money and go for Crystal Palace and say, here is only 50 million euros for Marc Guehi. That's it. You're getting Marc Guehi. Liverpool don't want to even pay 40 million pounds for Marc Guehi, by the way. They don't. No. If you go and spend not 70 million euros, if you go and spend
we will spend 40 million, right? We will.
40 million pounds. Chelsea can go get a centre back. You can go and get a goalkeeper. Why aren't Chelsea spending the money? I think money.
But it looks like they're going for both because I mean, there's been amplifications of the Jorel Hato talks to Chelsea as well.
The thing about Hato's left-footed centre back, left-footed left back.
He's not. I know he's more of a left back. I know that. At the moment in his development, he's a better left back than he is a left centre back. But I'm just saying, they are looking at defenders as well. That's the kind of point I'm making. So it looks like they might go for both.
Marshall, do you agree? You should spend that money on a top centre back.
So if you had asked me this in the beginning of last season, I would have said yes. But I think now as the team went through the phases it's gone through and towards the end of the season, we really stopped conceding stupid and foolish goals. I think we were on that, we were conceding. If we lost games towards after January, it was 1-0, 1 goal off. We weren't conceding too many goals, so much so that we became the third best defensive team in the Premier League last season statistically. So our defense has improved drastically, whether it be the system or the players stepping up. Levi Colwill had a drastic improvement. Even Tosin Darabayo turned fans around. Chalobah stepped up as well. So defensively, we don't look as bad as we initially thought we looked. But Jorel Hato as a left-sided center back, I think part of the reason Benoit Badiashile is touted to stay at Chelsea is because he is that left center back option in case Levi Colwill can't play. But if Hato comes in, he also can play that left center back option. And then at the right center back, you have Reece James that can play there. You have Tosin. You have Fofana when he comes back fit, and hopefully he stays fit, which holding my breath on that one won't, I'm not too hopeful on that, but we'll see. We have options at center back. The goalkeeper I'm more concerned about than I am the center back, to be honest. If we get the goalkeeper, this window becomes a
Argentine kid that you signed as well. You can play centre back.
And Selmino, which I don't know if he's ready. I thought he was going to go on loan to our sister club Strasbourg, but that looks like it's not going to happen because we sent Mamadou Sarr back there, who was a player that.
Can I ask you a question though about the midfield?
Yeah.
Are you worried that Enzo Fernandez might go?
No, I'm not worried at all.
Why would you go?
Real Madrid want a midfielder.
Real Madrid have been looking, but they can look all they want. I mean, if
but you've just signed a midfielder. Like,
yeah, we have Andre Santos who came back. We have Asugo who is going to be a backup to Caicedo, but Enzo Fernandez being a captain now in this team, being pretty much a starter every game now. He's on that starting 11 list whenever it gets put out. He's not undroppable essentially. If Real Madrid want him, I don't think the club will be opposed to selling him, but Real Madrid are going to have to cough up over 100 million euros or whatever it's going to cost to buy out the rest of his contract because he's on a prison contract. Same thing goes with Cole Palmer. Like this is why we sign these players down to long contracts, and we give them decent salaries, and we're not going to give him 300K a week. But in case these things don't work out, we can sell him on. But it looks like he's here to stay, and if you want him, you're going to have to pay that fee. So I'm not worried about it.
I think someone is worried about McAllister going to Real Madrid, and he's trying to sell them Enzo Fernandez. Someone is worried about McAllister leaving.
They're doing the same Saliba Canale conversation.
Not this year, but yeah.
Someone is worried about it. Anyway, listen, all I have to say is that I actually think Chelsea are an underrated team. People are not taking Chelsea seriously. A lot of people aren't taking them seriously, and I think that is foolishness from some people. The team has ended the season with very, very good defensive record. They started scoring goals. They added some offensive players that are good in Delap and, of course, João Pedro. And I think Cole Palmer now is going to be good. I think Lavia, if he's fit, I think that midfield is going to be one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league, in my opinion. And Enzo Maresca has now playing the fullbacks as they should be playing. And I think that people are not taking you seriously because people are scared that if Chelsea are serious, I'm not saying they're going to win the title or anything, but you're going to put the pressure, you know what I mean, in the Cups, in the Champions League. These players are good enough, in my opinion.
Do you expect them to be in a title charge?
Yes.
Okay.
I expect them to be in a title charge this season.
By the way,
we were there when we weren't ready last
season. Define title charge then. You didn't ask me what a title charge is. It's like anybody can be on a title charge. You know what I mean? I'm expecting by April, end of April, Chelsea are still going to be within touching distance from the top. What I mean by 6-8 points, like between 2 to 3 games. Any more than this, 10 points, you're not in the title race. Like by April, if you're 10 points behind, basically there are no chances for you to win the title. You know what I mean? Agreed. That is what I think a title charge is. Like you having a chance. Like if Chelsea end the season strong, and for example, if Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal or one of them is top and you drop, like what Liverpool did, for example. You remember that Liverpool were 5 points ahead by January 2 seasons ago, and they ended up third with 82 points because they kept missing chances. They had injuries, blah, blah, blah. There were problems and Klopp and all the stuff that happened. That means that they had a title charge, Liverpool, but they fell off at the end. That is what I mean.
So the transfer window that they're having now, is it better than the one that they had previously?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But there is one more thing that you're not understanding, that people keep saying that poor Chelsea team is different than all the other teams in the league, Ahmed, because Chelsea already did the heavy lifting 2 seasons ago with Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Colwell, Palmer. That was the heavy lifting. All they needed is for these players to get game time and experience. Similar happened with Liverpool for Gravenberch, for example. Like with time, players gain experience. You know what I mean? Like players get better. Gakpo's getting, like there are players like, for example, that Chelsea signed, Enzo Fernandez. He wasn't good in the beginning, but with games and time in the Premier League, he's adapting and adjusting to the Premier League. Caicedo's getting better by the game. Cole Palmer is gaining more experience. That is what you need. The manager is getting experience as well by the game. He didn't have experience. Arsenal did this as well with Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel, Ben White. They did that thing. When you gain experience with games and seasons go by, especially when you buy young, when players are in the learning process of their game. That is what Chelsea did. Now Chelsea need to add. Now Jackson didn't work out. We'll add a striker that tried to score goal. That winger didn't work out. We're going to sell him and we're going to get another winger that will try with him. But the spine of the team, which is the midfield and the playmaker, is there. The goalkeeper, by the way, people keep saying, I'm going to add this, and people don't understand this because people are so quick. What Sanchez is doing with Chelsea now is he's getting better with them. Like, I see Sanchez getting better understanding. People say that he makes mistakes. Look at Sanchez that ended the season versus the Sanchez that was 2 seasons ago. It's completely different. Yes, he makes a mistake here and there, but he's learning from the mistake. He's not stupid. He's not an idiot. He's learning. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you, the first season of Ramsdale with Arsenal,
So why did Chelsea try to sell Mangan? Why did they try to buy Mangan? Sorry.
It was a market opportunity. I actually think that Mangan is better than Sanchez. I'm not going to say
he's better. Him if they think Sanchez is so good?
They don't think that Sanchez is so good.
He's
getting better.
Nobody turned around and said Sanchez is going to be my first choice goalkeeper.
No, there is a reason why they tried to sign Mangan. There is a reason why they tried to sign Mangan. But they didn't want to pay over the top. I don't know why that happened.
25 million.
20 million pounds, and they didn't want to sell it. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
There's a possibility there's a 4D chess move going on because reports are saying they want to go back for him in January when he's on a free. So if that's the case, if you behind closed doors said, listen, Mangan, promise us you'll stay, you won't do any contract nonsense. January on a free, we'll come back and get you. And he said yes.
They can't get him in January. It needs to be next season.
It will be for next season, but on January his contract runs down. That's I believe that I'm told.
Do you know? I think it's stupid when clubs do this. By the way,
that's what Real Madrid do. You know, the pre-agreement.
No, but goalkeeper is so important. Go ahead.
How would Chelsea not manage to get a player out of AC Milan? You're literally a feeder club to them. Like,
they're stingy, bro.
They got off you, and you can't
stingy.
Get that one guy.
Listen, we've all done deals with Italian clubs and German clubs. It's one of those that like they're willing to go cheap on our players, but when we go for their players, they want to charge us the most expensive premium prices.
Of course, because you have the money. What are you talking about? This is not great.
Yeah,
because you have the money.
He's the French goalkeeper. Like,
I want him. Don't get me wrong. I would have paid. I would have paid the money.
French goalkeeper.
Let's move on from this. And looks like Liverpool do need to spend 300 million more. That is Danny bantering after AC Milan. We'll talk about that, Danny. Crazy take. Liverpool will lead the first half of the season, and Chelsea will be the one to the lead, in my opinion. And Chelsea, you think Chelsea are going to end the season well? Okay, fair enough. If you think that, does anybody here think that Chelsea will end the season strong?
No.
I think how strong are we talking about to take over Liverpool?
My man here is saying Chelsea will be the one to the lead, in my opinion.
No,
I don't think we'll win the league.
They won't be that good, but they will do good, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll be in the race, but we won't win.
January, they can go and spend another $1 billion. Right?
So Xavi can be offloaded easily when he becomes a dickhead, as per Aquaman. But you are with a premium bench of 60 million, 280k Havertz, and 55 million, 250k Jesus. But you only can get rid of players if they do okay. Well, okay. No, I'm wrong here. Chelsea can make money off players that they actually don't do well at their club. It's the only club in the league actually that can do this.
So good at it. It's because of the salaries.
Not only you really made profit on Madueke with him being the third choice right winger. You made 20 million euros profit.
We're able to sell him because he's on 70k a week. That's why we're able to sell him.
Can we rewind this back?
Sure.
Chelsea are really good at loopholes. Not player sales, loopholes.
Yeah.
We're good at that. Yeah, it's great.
Mama is saying, by the way, Arsenal have more questions.
If you weren't allowed to sell your women's team to yourself.
Oh my god! These comments to my guys. There's about 1,300 people here, 1,300 people, 800 votes, and only 382 likes. The minimum is 500 likes.
Come on,
500 likes is minimum. And hey, guys, I don't know. Did I get the subscribe? 38k. Thank you, people. Finally. I want to hit 40k before.
Most happy now. It's all right. Most happy now. It's all right.
Bro. I want to hit 40k before the season starts. This is a very good segue. Someone said that Chelsea have less questions than Arsenal. It's fucking crazy to me. People really underestimate Arsenal. It's crazy. But is anyone reading into the game today, the preseason for Liverpool? Anyone?
Nope.
Did anyone even watch the game?
No.
This is my
It's
idea on
banter.
preseason, right? Like I don't look into the results, but I do look into what the ideas are. Like, what are the tactics?
That's
Are
true.
they evolving? Are they different? What is the manager looking to do? And I'll be honest, if this is the approach Liverpool are looking to make, I'm curious to see how it does when their players are actually fit and all playing, because I find it to be suicidal what they did today.
But you can also say, the reason why in pre-season we see new ideas is because nothing's on the line. But when you go to the Premier League, you go back to default settings and what you do in it. So like you don't want to risk like doing new ideas while there's points on the line. So for me, pre-season, like even for any club,
but the thing is though, there's got to be some form of an idea that's going to be implemented. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's worth looking into now because we've all had one game and one behind closed doors that we don't even have any ideas about. But what I'm saying is, let's say, for example, you've got a second or a third game and Liverpool do the exact same thing. It's not about the results, but if I see that drastically very high line, I just don't think Van Dijk's going to cope in that. I think, obviously, it's an age thing. It's not a quality thing, but I just don't think if someone gets the pace on him, they're done, like Rafael Leao did today. But what I also want people to do is be a bit more objective and go, it is the first game. There is rustiness. There is a fitness thing. There is you don't want to overexert yourself either. You don't want to go on these like mad sprints early on because you've got a long season ahead of you. So all I say is I look at the ideas and what's being implemented, but I don't necessarily care if you win or lose, if that makes sense.
So just
fine, fair enough.
A couple of things I wanted to point out basically is if you look at the teams that we played in our preseason games, we haven't played more than 5 first-team players in the actual team. We've mixed it up, so you've got some of the squad, some of the reserves, and some of the youngsters, and that's what we've done all through the preseason. We haven't had like loads of first-team players in the team. Like Milan had pretty much their first-team squad for the first half. Like, have a look at it. I think there's one player that wasn't in the first team. And a lot of their players played till about 70 minutes before they got subbed. We were subbing players in like the 30th minute. So we had a specific time that a player was going to do this much minutes and they were off, regardless of the formation, regardless of the results. If we were 4-0 down, we were still going to sub that player and we were still going to put that player on to replace him. And there was no rhyme or reason of, we need to get a result. It was, we need to get legs in them. We need to get time on the pitch. We need to get ball play. Like, it wasn't about, we're 2-0 down against AC Milan. We're going to put a back 5 on. Like, that's not about that. And you also have to look at it as well. The players that were poor today, they're the players that are probably leaving. Like, they're the players that are probably leaving. And we also had 2 central defenders that would have played today at some point in Joe Gomez and Endo. So they didn't play today because
Salah's leaving.
Endo was sick. Leaving. Endo was sick and Gomez got sent back to the UK for an Achilles injury. So we literally had to play midfielders in defence in Gravenberch and Tyler Morton. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm gonna go back.
We had more
to
shots.
this.
We had more possession. We had more shots. We had more possession. We had more big chances. We had more touches in the box. Like, there was a lot of positives in the game, but we just didn't put the ball.
I'll be honest. That guy that you played on left wing, that kid was sensational today.
Rio.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Can we before we
Ask
go
Chelsea
on,
about him. Ask Chelsea about him.
I'm just gonna stop to say something, guys. Nottingham. I'm sorry, guys. Guys, we're gonna go back to the Liverpool and also just like I want to just interject and say something. That bomba from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano about Nottingham Forest renewing Morgan Gibbs-White, with all due respect to Nottingham Forest fans and every Forest fan on the planet, the man literally wanted to leave the club, signed the contract with a different club, and accepted to go and do the thing. This is not a laughable thing at Spurs, to be honest with you. I am thinking there is something going on in the background with Nottingham Forest and Morgan Gibbs-White. Bro, even David Ornstein, in his tweet, he's putting a picture with Morgan Gibbs-White crying when he's saying he's signing a new contract. Bro, he's not even, he's putting a picture, he's crying. There is, it's either they offered him a lot of money about Morgan Gibbs-White, The guy wanted to leave the team, and he was like, "No, he signed." That is so different than everyone else. Like, I don't understand why Nottingham Forest are keeping players against their will. I don't like this. I wouldn't like it for my club. I don't like it for any club. The guy, his release clause was triggered, and he accepted going to Spurs. And Nottingham Forest now are keeping him by offering him more money. He didn't want to stay. I just wanted to put this out there. That, to be honest, people are saying that Nottingham Forest did good. The guy doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play.
Have you seen the Nottingham Forest owner? I wouldn't want to be in a room with him if he's pissed off.
I'm not going to make fun of someone's body shape, bro. I'm not making fun.
He came onto the pitch and had a pop in the manager and the ref.
I'm going to go back, and I'm sorry for all the thing. Spurs are not in the mud here. Spurs did the right thing. They went, triggered the release clause, accepted terms of the player, signed the player. Nottingham Forest went crying.
Tottenham are getting Harvey
now,
Elliott.
Nottingham Forest went crying to the league and the court. And he's like, yeah.
No, but rightly so, though. If that was meant to be a confidential release clause and Tottenham somehow got a hold of it, they're right to do so.
Rules. It's against the rules.
But how's a release clause confidential? Then why is it there to begin with? That's the part that confuses me.
So it's a common practice within player contracts for certain players to have a release clause which is agreed upon by the club and the representative, but doesn't have to be made public. It can be under an NDA. All it means is if a club was to come in and bid that amount under contractual agreement, they can release the player, but it doesn't need to be made public. There's some public ones because in the UK there is no legal entitlement to a release clause. The reason why in other countries we don't hear of this is because in Spain you have to have a release clause to your contract. That's why it's a bit different.
All of this is fine. All I have to say is that if that happened to my club and a player, yes, I will take it to court and everything, but at the end, I will fucking sell the player. The guy literally, you know what? You signed a marriage contract with a woman, and then she went and slept with someone else. And then he said, no, we have a contract. I am not divorcing you until you pay me this money and that money. My man, she went and slept with another man. She doesn't want you there. She doesn't want you. Not like he literally left you and signed a contract with a different team, bro. He literally did. And by the way, the people that said it's a release clause, by the way, a club cannot trigger a release clause, right? Unless the player says, I'm willing to sign the contract. This is just for basically what happened. Fonzie, back to the Liverpool and the Arsenal talk. We won a league losing all our preseason games. That is last season, right, to be honest. Fair enough. Man, for how much Paqueta should sue the FA, 90 million value to 28k, I don't think he's going to sue them, to be honest with you. I don't think, to be honest. I don't think they're going to sue him, my friend. But big up. Thank you so much. What is this currency? R dollars. Is that what is this? R dollars. I don't know what is this currency, guys. Does anybody here know? Anybody educated here know? But anyway, so Liverpool, I actually want to say something. Wirtz is going to be something in this league. He looks fucking good.
Him and Salah have already got the...
You get him Isak, bro. You get him Isak as well. This team is going to be something in the league. I think that it's going to be a problem in the league for him. Anybody think here that... Go ahead.
If Liverpool get Isak, I'm calling the police. I'm just saying. I'm calling the police. How much? Like, we get criticized so much for how much we spent in January, and I'm seeing Liverpool just sign every £100 million player and nothing. No one's.
So you should know how Liverpool are doing it because you guys are the kings of this.
Well, we sell. Well, that's the thing too. Like,
yeah, but Liverpool sell well. Come on now, we can't use the sell
value in the team to sell.
So the last window, you only bought Chiesa, and then. That's why I don't keep track of Liverpool. What players have you guys sold?
They made around 150 to 200 million pound in cup competition money. Yeah. They made a ridiculous amount of money.
We also got paid loads of
and revenues and stuff. It's an all-time for Liverpool.
We've had so many.
They hadn't spent last season. And the PSR rules have actually.
We got 181 million for winning the Premier League. We did 100 million just for the Champions League because we won the league. And every win you get like 2.5 million or something mad like that. And then we also went all the way to the final So you get money for that because you get money for the games that you win and the games that you're in. We also got money for Nike because we won the league with Nike at the final one. We've got money for Adidas because we're swapping our sponsorship our kit sponsor right in the middle. I mean, we got 60 million from selling players, and we only spent, what was it, 12?
What players have you sold this window so far?
Like we've just been really good with money. Like, and we've got about 700 million coming in altogether. Like with the whole
Jesus Christ,
everything. We can spend 500 million without PSR.
This isn't going to be This is going to be a very, very.
Hold on. So at Chelsea, Marshall, let me just break it down for you guys. So Chelsea, and just be honest, Marshall, your club last summer spent 200, and I'm not talking net spend, because Liverpool are selling as well. We're talking about how much they spend. You spent last summer 282 million euros. This summer, as of now, without Xavi Simons, you spent, I just checked it, it's right here in front of me, you spent 244 million euros. Together, that makes over 500 million euros in 2 summers. Liverpool last summer spent 10 million that they're getting back with more with Chiesa. So basically, Liverpool over the 2 years, spending less than Chelsea. So they are literally splitting the money. You're splitting the money over 2 years. They said, no, what? I'm going to save all the money from last summer, and I'm going to spend it all this season. That's what they're doing. So
actually, what's really funny is the money that we spent on Chiesa was actually the Solanke sell-on clause that went to Tottenham. So we got like 10 million for him. We got Alberto money, that guy that we had years ago. We got like 5 million for him. We've had 10 million for Trent, 35 million for Quansah. Who else have we got? 3 million for Nat Phillips, 18 million for Queeve and Kelleher. We're basically doing what Chelsea do, all right? But you have spent a lot of money. Like, let's make no bones about it. Like,
no. Listen. The thing is with me, like, I just know where the money comes from. I sold my women's club to myself. I might sell the car park to me next time. Like, I'll just come up with the loopholes. That is what it is. It's just because I don't follow Liverpool so closely, and I'm seeing Wirtz over 100 million, Isak now being touted over 100 million. You got Kirkes, you got Frimpong. You know, I'm like, where is this money coming from? Because I don't see, other than Quansah, and you named a few other ones, I just don't see what player sales. Like, you haven't sold Nunez yet. Like, I'm sure you'll get a chunk of money from that. And, like, I'm just wondering where all this money's coming from.
Okay, here's another way.
Can I give you guys another number? Do you know how much Man City spent, guys, until this moment, between last season and this season? 390 million euros.
Yeah, it is a lot.
400 million euros spent by City over. And I'm saying since the beginning of the 24-25 until this moment, they spent 400. But everyone wants to shit on Liverpool for spending the money.
They're about to spend 27 million on one of their own players that they had, Trafford, as well. That takes them well over.
But there's another way of looking at it. So PSR rules for all clubs have restarted this season as well. True. So now Liverpool actually have another 3 years to balance the books out if they needed to. If they needed to balance the books for player sales, they've got another 2-3 years to do it anyway.
You know what it is,
even if they keep Nunez
that's why we got Wirtz. That's why we got Wirtz before the tax restarted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To get that 100 million.
Yeah.
So every club has. That's why Zubimendi took so long to announce, even though the deal was done. That's why, so many clubs did a few things that kind of went through the loopholes. And that's another way of why they're doing what they've done.
Yeah, no, and you know what?
What about the football, Marshall? The football. Forget the spending. You are Chelsea. You shouldn't be talking about the money.
What's the point talking about the money, Chelsea?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, listen, to me, it was just eye-catching. It is. Big prices, big numbers, and with Chelsea, it's little numbers. But in terms of Isak, if you guys do get Isak, I think that easily, listen, I already have you guys as favorites to win the league this season anyways, but I think with Isak, it makes you clear favorites. Like, even as much as I want to sit here and say we're going to challenge,
clear favorites, jerking.
If they get Isak, I do reckon like it's just hard to compete with that when you have. We'll see what happens with Mo Salah this season. I do expect to drop off at some point. I can't anticipate Mo Salah staying at the same levels he was at last season for another 4 years. The drop off has.
What if Isak doesn't happen? What if Isak doesn't happen?
If Isak doesn't happen, I think it'll be more of a challenge for the title. I still put him as favorites because Salah is there, right? And you have Wirtz and you have Gravenberch. Like, they're building off of the strong team that they had last season and getting rid of some of the dead weight. And we're kind of doing the same thing as well with our team. But if Isak were to come in, I think it's clear because they have the best striker. They're going to create chances. Liverpool created so many chances last season. Like, they were, I think, in terms of expected goals, like Liverpool were in the forefront of that. So what happens when you put expected goals with a goal scorer? You get goals. So for me, it makes them clear favorites.
Put it this way. Mo Salah and Alexander Isak were 1 and 2 in the Premier League top goal scorers.
Yeah.
And the thing about Isak for me, I don't think the Isak one is to get the Premier League. I think the Isak one is to get the Champions League. I think he's the one to get those goals, to get those like final winning goals and semi-final winning goals, because I don't think you can put so much pressure on Mo Salah for that.
But why? He's supposed to be the best, no? He's supposed to be the best, so why are we just like saying, "Oh, no pressure on Salah"? Like,
no, I'm just saying it would help to take a bit of pressure off him. That's all. He's 33 as well now, mate. Like he's not.
I'm saying
Lewandowski's
one of the X-Men.
Lewandowski struggled to stay fit, though, didn't he?
Lewandowski has done. Lewandowski also has a lot of support around him.
Yeah, I mean, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha.
Yeah, I think so you need it.
Rashford
like,
now.
Mad to say, but don't forget. Yeah, Rashford's there as well. But don't forget, like Marshall just said. No, sorry, Marshall. Sorry, what was your name again? Sorry,
Marshall. Yeah, you got it.
Marshall.
Yeah, so he needs the support. He's 33, 34. He's gonna need it. Like, he's gonna. Look, the speculation whether he can have the season he's having, like, previously. He needs someone to take that weight off him, and especially when you look at. Well, we'll see kind of if City do more business or not. But if you look at what Arsenal have done alone, when you look at what City are doing, look at Chelsea are doing, they can't just be like, yeah, we can rely on Salah to pull it through for us, because how many more seasons do, like, I know he's been a freak, and I'm not saying it'll stop, and I'm not saying he'll have a bad season, but realistically, at the age he's at, if he was like 28, 29, I could say, yeah, he can have another season like this. Like Haaland, I expect to have another 25-goal season, 30-goal season, whatever. But at that age and the requirements he has in his system, like, he needs help. He needs that support in case he does have a drop off.
So Isak, yeah, his role is going to be to obviously bag goals in it at Liverpool, right?
Yes,
that's what you'd hope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Even though I think Isak's better than Haaland, but also Haaland's role is also to bag goals pretty much, and he's been doing that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand why Liverpool, yeah, they've had a crazy window, fair play, showed intention in wanting to retain it, but why are they so far ahead, for example, over like a team like City, who've also strengthened too?
What do you think?
No, I'm asking because you guys are saying that.
I'm asking you.
Right,
what do
okay,
you think first?
Because if you look at who,
what do you think Liverpool are far ahead or no?
I don't think they're far ahead. Yeah, I think they've gained an edge in terms of like, okay, they might actually win it, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. Then how? Oh my days, they signed all this attacking power, but you got to understand, like, defensively, like they're not looking. I don't.
You have
really
the best defender in the world, broski.
Bro, listen, I don't really rate Frimpong. For me, I don't rate him at all. I don't think he's that.
He's
great.
not a right back anyway.
Yeah,
defensively, he's not great. So they've not really upgraded there.
Trent
leaving.
He's never been good in the right back position defensively.
Even good.
Konate's leaving, I'm pretty sure, as well.
No, it's not.
And then
he's not leaving. He's
renewing
his contract,
bro. And also, even if so like I said, bro, like if you look at Man City's defense, they've signed arguably the best left back in the league in Nuri. They signed Reinders, who's one of the best midfielders as well. They've signed Cherki, who's one of the best attacking left back.
Arguably the best left back in the league.
Defensively, yeah.
Ain't Nuri
Defensively, Nuri is better than Frimpong, and attacking wise, he's also better.
I think they're two in the same.
Wait. You compare him to Gyokeres and not to Frimpong.
Ain't Nuri's better than Gyokeres as well.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's not better than.
Yes, he is. He's a better footballer than him, and he's better on the ball than him.
He might be long term, but Gyokeres last season was way better.
He was
best left back in the league by far.
The best
Nuri
last season.
No.
For what Nuri is gonna do, yeah, he's quality. his quality. I don't understand why people are going mad, innit? Like people are talking about Gyokeres like
defensively, he is a liability. We saw it against
Aït-Nouri is a massive liability defensively. Like
okay, let me spin it. Let me spin it.
Interviews
Okay.
where the manager has literally had to say to Aït-Nouri,
All right.
"Can you get out of the forward line? Why are you up front?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Frimpong isn't any better. That's kind of what I'm.
No, but that's
the thing is,
yeah. Well, we already knew. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing
I mean,
is,
like, go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but the reason why I'm saying I don't know why people Aït-Nouri. Yeah, this is the problem. Is that Liverpool and people can say, "Oh, he's salty." Yeah, every signing they make here, because like the media love Liverpool, like they're just gonna glaze every player in.
You're not wrong.
They are, innit?
The media.
No,
listen, wait. Let me
wrong.
just land my
I'll back him
point.
on that
Let me just land my point. Yeah, let me just land my point. City signed Aït-Nouri, right? And he's a quality player. But because Gyokeres was signed for Liverpool, that's going to get more mentions here because Liverpool is like, oh, we love Liverpool, media this, media that. Like, you can't be overlooking a team like that who's literally been winning Premier Leagues. Liverpool have won 2 Prems in how many seasons? So you got to understand that. Man City has been dominating the league. They've also improved. They've also got a proven goal scorer as well in Haaland, and they're probably going to try and get more players. So it's not going to be like a walk in the park. And they are media darlings, Liverpool. Like, that's not me being salty. It's the truth. They are. Any signing they're going to do is going to get like over amplified. Like, I'm being honest. I've watched Liverpool.
All of what you said, right, can be true, but the reality
said that we were interested in Isak, and Sky Sports denied it straight away. Like before Newcastle even said no. Like, we are not media darlings, mate.
You
get
you are in some ways, but anyway,
I'm denying it. Yes, you are.
It's true though.
That's not even
It is true.
We only won the league. Do you remember that one?
Bro, I don't understand how salty
but anyway,
Ekitike. How much is the Ekitike price?
Back to the football.
They put Ekitike at 69 mil, but even though he's a lot more in it, so like,
bro.
And but everyone else gets their add-ons added to it.
Darlings. These are the media darlings.
No, they're not.
No. We're far from media darlings.
No, but like I said, yeah, they've signed good players, but like it's not like a walk in the park. And obviously, it's very easy to say that because they've won the league.
But I agree with the walk in the park. But here's where I disagree. But
we're saying, oh my god, Isak. Like, cool, he's a good player, but he's not R9. Did you get it? So like,
no, but he's one of the no. But this is where you're being disingenuous. He's arguably one of the best strikers in the league, right? Other than like maybe
but that's in the world, not just the league.
But that's not because he's elite. That's because there's not many good strikers out and about.
Okay, even if that's
after
the case,
Isak and Haaland, who's after?
Look, they're signing one of the best like footballers in the league. That's the reality of the matter.
That's understandable. Yeah. I'm not knocking them off for signing Isak.
But the reason why at the moment why Liverpool are being put ahead, like far ahead of other teams, is number one, we've seen City haven't really addressed their problems defensively. They look like a liability. We've seen in the Club World Cup, and I understand we don't go off a pre-season necessarily. We don't know how Rodri is going to fully return. ACL can do madnesses in both ways. He can return and be the best midfielder again in the world. Like, Van Dijk came back and he was still, arguably the best centre back in world football. But we don't know because we've not seen enough of it. But when we have seen it in the Club World Cup, it hasn't looked good. But that could be given time, that could be rustiness, that could be anything. Now, we haven't really seen, yes, City have gone out and they've bought Shirky, they bought Reinders, they bought Aït-Nouri, but that's not really where their problems stem. They also need to buy a centre-back, in my opinion.
Yes,
their defence doesn't look that good. So that's why Liverpool are being put ahead and quite far ahead of like a City at the moment, just because that's a league-winning side that has also won a Champions League in the past sort of 5 seasons. They won, obviously, cup competitions as well. Now, let's say, for example, the rumours are to be true. They're adding Isak to the equation. They're signing Ekitike to the equation. They've got Florian Wirtz to the equation, Gyokeres, Frimpong, and potentially a centre-back, right? With the Joe Gomez news coming out today, that could be a Mark Guehi over the line. So, in my opinion, when you're looking at that, it's really, even as an Arsenal fan, after all the business we've done, I still think, yes, we will go head-to-head, and I'm going to give my club the confidence to go, we're not that far behind them. But you have to also acknowledge the business on top of what they already had is amazing, and it is far ahead of City.
Who said it's not amazing, though? Who said it's not amazing?
I'm just trying to say why people are putting them ahead of everyone else at the moment. And we won
the league with Nunes and, God rest his soul, Jota up front, who were terrible last season. Well, we've already upgraded.
But you know why we won the league with Nunes.
And we had Robbo as our left back.
But you know why you won the league? Because Mohamed Salah had an astonishing season.
Yeah. No, and even Salah, even on that point, Mo, Salah set up so many goals that were not put away.
No. Mohamed Salah, think about it. Liverpool, attacking-wise, I actually think Liverpool get the same goals as last season, if not more. If not more. People that say that, and I said that on shows, I said that Liverpool, Mohamed Salah is not going to have a fucking 47 GE again. If he has that, I will bow to him as probably, and there's nobody can argue me, probably the best African player to ever play in the Premier League. And probably one of the best players in the Premier League to ever play, because that means Liverpool will win the league again back to back with someone that is breaking the records of the most GA in 38 games. And for the people that laugh like Ahmed, football is not only about the flicks and tricks. At the end, Alan Shearer was not a flicks and tricks, but he's the #1 goal scorer in the history of the Premier League. And that's why everyone listens to him.
So when people talk about
everyone talks about Shearer. Do you listen to?
No, listen.
Hold on, let me finish.
I mean, he's a sourpuss right now.
Don't trigger me now and don't let me talk.
Okay.
Don't trigger me and don't let me talk now. You're talking about the Premier League. Every single one of the pundits and people that played football, they say when we put a #9 in the historical season of the Premier League, everyone says Alan Shearer has to be there. You scored 260 goals in a Blackburn and a Newcastle. That is something that nobody can do. Putting the ball in the back of the net is the hardest thing in football. I don't give a fuck if it's a tap-in. I don't give a fuck it's the header. You are too young to watch Alan Shearer. I watched some of Alan Shearer's football. 25. I watched him with England in Euro 96. I watched him with England in multiple games. I watched some of the Premier League highlights when it used to be on TV when I was 10 years old and 12 years old. Alan Shearer, as a football player in the box, as a forward, from even outside the box, was phenomenal. Was a very, in that era, it was amazing. So you come here and tell me that, oh my God. But Alan Shearer was never a dribbler, was never a step over. There were other players that used to do that. There was a Romario that used to do this. There was a Bebeto that used to do it. You don't know these players. There was Stoichkov, there was Georgi Hagi. There's a lot of players that used to do the flicks and tricks. He used to put the ball in the back of the net. That's some shame.
When I ask people, who is one of the best players I've played in the Premier League, let me tell you something. Wait, let me tell you something. When a question gets asked,
let him ask the question.
When a question gets asked about who is the best player to have played in the Premier League, never in my life did I hear Alan Shearer. I'll tell you who I've listened to. I've heard Thierry Henry, I've heard CR7, I've heard Wayne Rooney, Eden Hazard. Alan Shearer has never.
And you have heard, stop. And you have heard Mohamed Salah. You have heard Mohamed Salah, but you are too shy to say it because you're a hater. Because you're a hater. You have heard it. You've heard it.
It's not hating. It's just the truth. No.
It is hating, bro. You're just a hater. Wallah al-Azim, you're just a hater for Mohamed Salah. You're just a hater for Mohamed Salah.
So because I don't rate him.
Because, no. I don't care if you care. I don't care. Your opinion is your opinion. No. I'm going to tell you what is hating. Your opinion is your opinion. Okay. Your opinion is your opinion. Fine. I can disagree. I can debate it. I can talk about it. But you just said, when I hear people talk about the best player in the Premier League and you didn't mention Mohamed Salah as a name, number one, you are lying because they do mention Mohamed Salah. You're lying. They do mention Mohamed Salah as one of the best players. They mentioned Kevin De Bruyne as well, but you never mentioned this. So there is a difference between statement and fact, which is when people talk about the best player in the history of the Premier League, they mention Mohamed Salah, they mention Kevin De Bruyne. Your opinion is different. I can accept your opinion. But that's why I'm saying you're a hater. You hate Mohamed Salah.
How am I hating though? Like
because you didn't even mention his name.
Because he's not one of the best. No, because the players that I named.
If you have Ahmed, that is in argument. If I have said, in my opinion, the best players in the history of the Premier League, there is an argument between player X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. I can say, fine, that is my opinion. You said, when they talk about the Premier League best players, they mention this and they didn't mention Mohamed Salah, which is a lie because they mention his name. In every single conversation, they mention his name.
No, but also to say another thing, to separate it, if you look at Henry, Rooney, and when people say Premier League GOAT as well, who's one of the best, notice how all these players, no one talks about their numbers though. They just talk about what they did on the pitch. So the only reason why Salah and Shearer are in there.
Everyone talks about Henry's numbers. Okay, by the way, everyone talks about Henry's numbers.
Yeah.
Everyone in the league talks about Henry's 20. I'm telling you, I'm responding to you.
Nah, that's not true.
I'm responding to you.
Henry can have all the GA, yeah, but what he's known for is what he did on that football pitch for 90 minutes because he was doing outrageous stuff with the ball. It's not about...
Everyone talk about the season where he got 20+ goals and 20+ assists. Everyone talks about that. Everyone talks about him getting 30+ GA in multiple seasons. Everyone talks about this. Everyone. I get it. You like a style, and I get it. You don't like Mohamed Salah's style. That is fine. And I hear it. Mohamed Salah's style is not the best, but we're not going to go over this again. Anyway, I want to go back to the conversation about, you actually made me forget what we were talking about, bro. Wallah al-Azim,
we're talking about Salah not being able to replicate it. That's why they won the league last season. And this
oh
season
my God.
Because,
yeah. Anyway, Liverpool will get the same goals or not even, or probably more because now if they get Isak, because if Salah drops to his normal GA, which is between 30 GA and 35 GA, his worst season was 27. He only got one season on 29, one season on 27, always more than 30. Basically, what is going to happen after this is that Liverpool are going to share the goals with the likes of Wirtz if they get Isak. Now, the problem with Liverpool, that is what my argument here, which is Marshall brought up before, is the depth. They have no defenders other than Van Dijk and Konate now. The midfield is wide open. Like, if Gravenberch is not there as a DM, who's playing DM for Liverpool? Is McAllister good enough? Is Endo good enough? Is Curtis Jones good enough?
There's a large portion why they were in the league. They won the league because they were able to stay fit.
Yeah.
All of them. And that doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often. That is, by the way, there is no team that is, in my opinion, that didn't get... Liverpool got injuries. Konate got injured. But none of the main ones got injured. None of the main ones.
Most honestly, fit the whole season.
Van Dijk, Gravenberch, McAllister stayed fit the whole season. Szoboszlai stayed fit the whole season. These were the main players.
I think we kept Endo for that reason as well. To maybe
he's not good enough. He's not
maybe
good
Gravenberch a bit more of a rest. But I do feel that he's probably going to use Dominic Szoboszlai in midfield a bit more.
Probably, maybe he will use him.
Look, everybody says that we played with a 6. We just didn't. We played with a load of 8s. We just did. Okay, we didn't play with a defensive midfielder. We played with 2 pivots that played potentially as 8s. That's it.
But can I say something, guys? If Liverpool
dropped into the back 2 sometimes in build up, that's what happened.
If Liverpool don't get Isak and Salah, God forbid, doesn't have a good season, or he goes to AFCON, or he gets injured or something like this, this is where you see a little bit of Liverpool struggle.
100%.
Ekitike is going to score goals. How many goals? You know what I mean? Wirtz is going to score goals. 10 goals, 10 assists, maybe. That is okay.
If we don't get Isak, we get Barcola.
Barcola's good, but he's not phenomenal, to be honest. He's okay. He's good, but he's not.
He's a French Nani Madueke.
Barcola's good, but he's not great. Let me do these super chats before we actually... We haven't even spoken about Gyökeres yet.
Let's be fair.
Emmanuel here said, brother, Frimpong and Nouri are 2 sides of the same coin. By the way, while you guys were talking...
In the wrong league, by the way.
I'm just going to say a couple of things. Defensive action. Actually, Nouri has more tackles per 90, more tackles won per 90. Gyökeres has more interceptions. Tackles won, they are the same, both at 61 and 63, so similar.
To be fair, he was playing for a Wolves side. It's a very defensive Wolves side.
Yeah, fair enough. Gyökeres were playing for Bournemouth.
We'll see. Man City,
I think Gyökeres is good, but I think the best left back in the league last season with Antoine Robinson. Robinson.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to finish your sentence for you.
Cucurella was good, but to be honest with you, I'm going to talk about it on a different show. Maybe we can talk about it on a different show. Cucurella is not a left back. Cucurella is basically a left center back. He's literally playing similar to Bastoni at Inter. Staying back, going forward when need be, popping up with goals, like literally Bastoni. Which is, I like that Cucurella. I like him as a player. I like him. Liverpool media darlings use our clueless. Liverpool as a city are looked down on by the press. Was the Sun media darling to us? Tony, I'm just going to say something.
What about the Daily Mail? What about the Daily Mail about Jota?
every club, the Sun with Liverpool, that is a scandal or something like this. But there is a problem. Liverpool not media darling, but in the same time, there are things that goes in both aspects, both sides. But that is different. Jesus Christ, United fans waffled on Ait Nouri better than Kerkez. Yeah, okay, lad. Even though every other person knows Nouri is a liability, stop waffling. Number 15.
I love how he didn't debunk any of my points, and he just didn't say anything pretty much.
Okay, let me just repeat, Terry, what Ahmed said. Ahmed never said that Ait Nouri is better than Kerkez defensively. He's saying for City, Ait Nouri is better than Kerkez because he's better going forward. Basically, that's what he said. And listen, Ait Nouri had 4 goals and 7 assists. Kerkez had 2 goals and 5 assists. Goal creating action, Ait Nouri is more because Ait Nouri is a wing back, basically. Terry, it doesn't matter. Kerkez is going to be good for Liverpool. Listen, I'm just going to say that next season, the best left back in the league. I know who is going to be. Kerkez. If Marzo Kelly play there, I believe he's going to be great. As well, Kukurea is going to be a left centre back. Sky Sports screamed over United for years and the referees. That is fair. Everyone in the media was literally, okay, Ahmed, since I lived and started watching the Premier League, everyone was Alex Ferguson. Everyone liked him. When Mourinho came in, when Mourinho came in, they hated him. The media hated Arsene Wenger. The media hated Rafa Benitez. Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson, was always spoken about great in the media, no matter what he said. You know that. Man United team.
You have to respect Fergie. That's Fergie, isn't it? The greatest.
There is a difference between respect and speaking good about someone. By the way, there is a difference.
You know what's wild? You know what's wild? Listening to all the media saying that Liverpool are doing what Fergie did. Doesn't that wind you up, Ahmed? Doesn't that wind you up a bit?
Doing what? Doing what?
Just doing what Fergie did. That's what they keep on saying.
Winning 13 Prems. I don't see you doing that.
In something. Does Ahmed rate Ruud van Nistelrooy his 0 skill? Do you rate Van Nistelrooy?
Ruud's quality, by the way, isn't just about scoring goals. He was good on the ball too. So he's not just like this. He's not this Haaland, just stay in the box. Like,
how old are you? You're 25. You never watched.
Turning 26.
You never watched Ruud that much.
Never watched Ronaldinho live, and I can tell
you never watched Ruud in the Premier League. He was a goal scorer, bro.
Yeah,
bro, he left the club in 2006. You were 6 years old,
bro. So do you need to?
6 years old.
Ronaldinho, I've never watched week in week out, but I can say that he's one of the best. You don't need to watch a player live here to understand what skills he possesses. In it,
Ruud van Nistelrooy was not a dribbler. His first touch was good, and he was a box striker, and also he scored from outside. But he was the finishing was ridiculous. Though. The finishing was ridiculous.
Corner all the time.
I would hate Salah if he shot on my club too. That is for Ahmed. Literally, the guy is the top goal scorer from Old Trafford since he joined Liverpool. That is ridiculous.
That's fine. That's fine.
Actually, that stat is fucking mental.
That's a damning stat. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro, he's a top goal scorer for Manchester United at Old Trafford, and he plays for Liverpool, bro. That is mental.
You know your forward line's worth 200. You spent 200 million on your forward line, Ahmed. Do you know that?
I want to welcome to the family, Mo. You never walk alone. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm not a fan, but I love Mohamed Salah. Is my favorite player in the Premier League. Mohamed means Mohamed Salah. I'm Egyptian. McAllister played 6 entire 23 and 24. He was decent. And good. He wasn't bad. I think McAllister supposed like Wirtz can run. It can run. And they go on. What about? We've actually mentioned Arsenal, and Gyokeres got announced today. Why nobody's talking about Arsenal now after Liverpool are being linked with Isak? Are we ruling them out? Winning the league title. Guys, hit that like button. We still have freaking 1,300 people here. Let's get the likes up. Are we ruling them out? I'm going to start with Mac.
No, Arsenal are really good defensively. Like, that's just not going to change, especially with all the defensive players he signed. And he's probably going to sign more. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like Gyokeres for me, I was like, look, if we're not going to sign a number 9, then just get in. Like what's the worst that could happen? I can't believe he's took the number 14 shirt. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, mate? Like, honestly, like, I don't know. That makes me feel a bit weird.
Why?
Like
I don't understand why.
The amount of pressure he just put on himself.
Yeah, it feels like I'm wearing someone else's underpants. Like, it's weird.
I don't think
and someone wrote in the chat, he scored 20 penalties last season. I didn't know that. 20 penalties.
Guys, 20 penalties. He still scored 34 goals.
That's mental. 20 penalties.
He scored 20 penalties and still 34 goals from non-penalty goals. That's still a big number, by the way.
How much is he going to bag in the Prem? Like, what, is he going to bag 20
to 20 in the first season, 20 to 25.
Yeah, about all comp, just in the Premier League.
In the Prem only, 20 to 25.
I do not think so.
10 goals.
I'm just going to put this out there, right? Just so we know going into this conversation where I stand. I do not rate Liga NOS for attackers. And I look at Gyokeres and I'm thinking Darwin Núñez. I'm thinking the same. For whatever reason, I cannot take that out of my head. So when we talk about this and we look at the amount that Arsenal signed him for, when you look at how Arsenal played last season, is Arteta going to change his system to get the most out of Gyokeres? If he even needs to change the system, I think he would need to get a like actual setup chances for a striker to take advantage of, or someone like Gyokeres to take advantage of. And he took the 14 on top of it. Arsenal, if he does not succeed, if he flops, even if he gets less than 20 goals, I think that's a flop. Just the amount of pressure he just put on himself, it will be ridiculous if it doesn't work out. Especially with taking that 14. That's just like banter. Like,
but why wouldn't it work out? I don't understand. Why are you assuming it's not going to work out?
Haaland, just like Núñez did.
The Núñez thing. I just think I've seen Samuel Meridian, right, who we were linked with at Chelsea, go from Atletico Madrid to I forget the club he played at
Porto.
La Liga. Before that, Porto, he went on a loan for La Liga team. I forget which one, but he didn't score anywhere near as much goals. He goes to Porto. All of a sudden, his goal tally skyrockets and boom, and now everyone's looking at him. So I'm looking at that league and I'm thinking, I just don't think it's a good league for really judging if an attacker is a good attacker. I think it overinflates numbers. I do think Gyokeres is going to come into the league and maybe score 15 goals, but I don't think he's going to score over 20.
No, you don't think he's going to score over 20?
No. And if you're playing that much, I think that's a flop signing for me.
100%.
Excuse me. For 50 million, you have to. How much did you get João Pedro for?
I think it was about 50 million.
He has
55 plus 5. 55 plus 5. Arsenal signed, guys. Arsenal signed. It's 55 plus 10 for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
So
is he going to take penalties?
It makes no sense why, how all of a sudden the price tag is low for a player of that quality. If 55 million is 20 goals, and I'm also expecting João Pedro to do it.
You're just switching the play now.
The João Pedro though, when we bought the player, I expected that's the player that's going to come in. He might not score more than 10 goals, but he'll get Cole Palmer to score.
Also, see how we changed it. Yeah.
No, but it's different players, right? Because João Pedro is more of a Firmino type of player, But Gyokeres is a gunman.
I agree, he has to score a lot of goals, but this thing of because of the price tag, because if we're going to do it on that, then João Pedro also needs to do it. But ignoring that anyway, right? So for me, my expectations are quite high of Gyokeres. I do think he needs to come in and deliver at least 20 goals because Havertz, the likes of Moreno, stuff like that, they got double-figure goals in this system, and people need to finish. People have said he's a great finisher. He's scored a lot of goals. Don't get it twisted. I wanted different strikers. Gyokeres wasn't the guy that I thought would answer the questions. Now, he could come in and prove all of us wrong. I've had a few concerns. It's not to say I don't want to sign him, but it was just more a case of I think Sesko's got more to his game than Gyokeres does. Gyokeres' stats are great, but every time I have a look at him, I just think there's certain things in the Premier League that might not work. But he's a phenomenal finisher, which is the key to what we need. At the moment, we create a bag of chances. We don't really need the false nine stuff to happen. Not in every game situation anyway. If we do, we still have Havertz, who did okay for us. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Havertz, but for Arsenal, even if you look at Mikel Merino, for example, as well, they're both there as options if Gyökeres isn't really delivering the way that he needs to, or he needs a bit more time to adapt to the league or to the system or whatever the case may be. But he's a striker who scores a lot of goals. That's what we needed. The narrative was if Arsenal go get Sesko, and this is from rivals, this is from some Liverpool fans, this is from other people, if they go get Benjamin Sesko, we're putting our feet up because they're not winning the league. If they get Victor Gyökeres, we'll pay attention. Now we go and get him, all of a sudden is he good enough? And it's just bizarre. As soon as Arsenal sign a player, the narrative spins. If we had got Sesko, people say, you missed out on Gyökeres. You should have got Gyökeres. He's the goal scorer. Look at his stat. If we got Gyökeres, people are saying, but this. And it's we'll never win. That's the problem that I always have. It's and it's fine.
Yeah, but the thing is, to gain respect from other people, you have to win as a club. You're not Norwich, you're Arsenal. So if you want people to take you, if you want people to take you serious, you have to deliver, innit?
It's about common football knowledge. Be objective. Forget about it, because the thing is, this agenda stuff, right, is boring sometimes. If we're having an objective conversation, it doesn't matter who he joins.
So
is he a good striker?
What's Gyökeres going to do in an Arteta team? Because Arteta doesn't change for no one. He doesn't change for no one.
Yeah, he has. We're playing differently. Even if you look at the AC Milan game, okay, granted, it's an isolated game. He's not going to
play like Jesus plays. He's not going to play like Havertz plays, where he drops into midfield. That's not his game.
No,
why he'll change a little bit.
But we've already started to look to change the system anyway. Granted, it's one game, but I've always said it, with Zubimendi coming in, with obviously Rice playing next to him, it's going to be more of a double pivot with a 10 in centre. But even if you look at kind of how Trincao played with Gyökeres, that is similar strength to how Gyökeres plays as well. He's a channel runner, which will bring the best out of Martinelli. He's also someone who's good in the box as well. Now, the only question mark is whether his headers can improve coming to Arsenal. I've said this as well. He didn't score a single goal last season with his head. And that's a concern, because you do need someone who has the ability to at least get a couple of goals with his head. Now, I do think there's a lot of things Arteta needs to do to accommodate for maybe bringing the best out of him. But I do think we'll do it. And we've already...
I don't understand this notion.
And also, Eze coming in. Eze is a big game and tactical change that's going to be coming in as well.
That's a big signing.
I don't understand when people say that, will Arteta change? Are you guys saying that Arteta's a bad coach? Number one, I'm just going to tell you a couple of things.
Really defensive. He's really defensive, man.
He's not defensive at all. Who said that Arteta's defensive? Arsenal scored 90-plus goals 2 seasons ago. For back-to-back seasons, they scored 90. No, back-to-back seasons. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm checking the numbers. He scored 90-something goals. Arsenal scored 91 goals in 23-24 season. Arteta, surprise, he was the manager. And the season before that, Arteta scored 88 goals. He's not a defensive manager. That is the problem. Because their defense is good, it doesn't mean you're a defensive manager. Maybe his defenders and the way he set up the team look good. Maybe that is that it. Arsenal still attack the majority of the time. The problem with them last season is that they were passing the ball around sometimes like idiots. They kept passing the ball because there was no outlet. Because Odegaard dropped deep, they had no striker, they had no outlet. So they gives it to Saka and try to cross. And inshallah, now they're getting a striker. Arsenal, by the way, cross a lot. By the way, you guys know that. Now this Gyökeres, and it doesn't have to be crosses with the headers, by the way. It doesn't have to be this. By the way, Raheem Sterling and Gundogan, if you remember, Man City scored a lot of far post goals. They're not with headers. They're just accurate crosses. For me, I think that Gyökeres is the signing that Arsenal needed. I don't think there's anyone in the market that is better than him currently, other than Isak on the market, And Isak was not attainable for them. He only wants Liverpool. So Arsenal signed the striker they want and they need it. And that's it. So you guys are telling me that Arsenal will not move on to try to win the league next season. Is that what everyone here is saying?
What I think is, and onto your point about Arteta, I do think he's very rigid. And I do think that some players probably checked out last season after they crashed out of the Champions League. And I do think that if that rigidness continues this season and it doesn't result in trophies, he will start to lose that locker room. He will be potentially on the chopping block to get sacked. And I do think this project will begin to fall apart, because how much longer can you blindly believe in a manager and not have anything to show for it? And how much do you have to inhibit your playing ability to, play towards what Arteta wants to do and restrict your own scoring ability? Look at Martinelli. Look at what's happened to Odegaard in the dip in form, the dip in numbers.
Season, and that's because
it's one season.
That came on. No, it's one season. He's had one bad season.
Yeah, I understand, but that's what Odegaard, right? And you look at Martinelli, the dip in numbers. You look at what Trossard and how he's looking like he's on his way out. I do think that rigidness could inhibit a Gyokeres from really expressing himself, could inhibit a Nani Madueke from really expressing himself.
There's a rigidness because we've not got different types of profiles. The problem with our team is we've got very similar profiles playing very similar roles.
I don't even think it's the profile. I just think it's how he coaches and what you see in the touchline.
His coaching isn't been the issue. The issue has just been the fact that the matter is we just don't have enough bench sometimes. But also, if you look at Gyökeres, the reason why Gyökeres actually works for Arsenal is because the one thing that we do really well on a consistent basis is actually score within the first 20 minutes. Then guess what you can do? That's when Gyökeres absolutely shines after that point. Because the problem that we've had is, yes, we've gone deeper and we've gotten into a bit more of a defensive shape and we kind of absorb pressure at that point. Now you've got the guy who can absolutely kill people in transition. Now we can absorb that pressure and we have an outlet in Gyökeres. We've got a guy who can go one-on-one with a keeper and actually finish. The problem with the likes of Havertz and Saka and stuff like that, we just didn't have the pace to actually utilize these tactics. Now we're starting to bring players in who can. Madueke can do that as well. Now, whether he's a good enough finisher is a different question. But Arteta being rigid is absolute nonsense because we've seen him play fluid attacking football. We've seen him play defensive football. And we've also seen him play possession.
We didn't see it last season, though, brother.
Yes, because last season he had key players out for key parts of the season. Of course,
I understand that. But you still make something work. I mean,
we all had injuries.
Okay. Despite all of those injuries, still finished second. He still beat Real Madrid and he still went on to the semi-finals of the Champions League, playing Moreno up top. Mm-hmm. So, and also, not many clubs actually outscored us, despite all of the problems we had.
No, that's what I've said.
Marshall, would you say that you asked him, Marshall, if a City fan came here and you told him that last season wasn't like this, would you tell him that Pep Guardiola should have figured out something?
I held the same energy for Pep. Especially when he was in that rough patch. It's like, Pep, you're trying to put Vardy on the left and it's not working. You're doing all this and that.
So I just wanted to make sure that people just have the same.
I have more leniency for Arteta last season than I do for Man City last season.
At the end of the day, Liverpool had I think we had like 9 first-team players injured and we still won a cup. Can Arsenal do that? Probably not.
Winning the Crystal Palace won the cup. What is this?
When we had 9 players injured.
Crystal Palace won the cup last season. Man United under Erik ten Hag won cups. It's not winning. With all due respect to everyone here now that comes on YouTube and talk to us. Listen, everyone has their own opinion. Winning a cup, unless it's the fucking Champions League, it is not a reflection of how good your team is.
You're blaming your poor performance because you had injuries.
And listen, I'll add on to that too. Hold on.
Let me clarify.
We only care about cup as kids.
Let me just say this point. Winning the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, having injuries or not having injuries, is not hold on, let me finish, Mac. It's not an indication of how good the football you play. Injuries or not injuries.
The manager is, Mo.
No, fucking Erik ten Hag won cups in every fucking year. And it's fucking shit. And he's fucking garbage and trash.
But Mo, I'm sure you would agree with this though, Mo. At the same time, Arsenal are victims of the issues they put themselves in. You had Ethan Nwaneri, which Arteta refused to use on multiple occasions to save him in games. But hold on. You also know.
Let's not do this. He played plenty of games for a 16-year-old.
But there were plenty of games where he could have played that would have resulted in a better result for you guys. You had Saka, but you had Saka injured. You ran Saka down to the ground. You had Arteta that would put him into games where it was not necessary, probably aggravate injuries that he had, and you didn't have a backup for him until Nwaneri popped down. He was forced to play Nwaneri, right? Odegaard issue. You didn't have a backup 10, but you had Emile Smith-Rowe sitting on the bench for how many seasons, and then basically forced him to move on. Like the squad building from Arteta was always questionable, and you kind of put yourself in that situation where if you're missing players.
Let's address that exact point.
The whole of your last season was based on set pieces.
Wait. Let me address the point because I'm not jumping on every single point. Now, let's talk about the squad building. We have done a bad squad building, right? Guess what we did? We've gone and sacked the guy who did it. We bought someone in, and guess what we did this summer? We went and bought nearly 7 to 8 signings. Yes. Now we're addressing those depth issues as well. Yeah, so the thing is, yes, we did in the previous regime under Edu, under Vinay, under other people in different positions. Yes, we may have done that, but we've gone and addressed the issue. Edu was too slow at getting these deals done. Andrea Berta, like that, has got all of these signings done, and we've only played one preseason game, and the majority of the squad is available now. So that's being addressed. Now, when it comes to Ethan played 37 games last season. He played plenty of games for a 16-year-old, by the way.
Nwaneri.
The absolute agenda.
Yeah, he played 37 games. That's actually... But the problem is that...
How many did he start, though? He started 4 games.
Hold on, forget that.
I'm going to look up the minutes.
I'm going to go look at the minutes, exactly.
He started 4 games.
He's 16. Oh, yeah. What do you want a 16-year-old to be playing 17. Like a full season? Come on now. He turned 17 in the season. So... what do you really want from that? Is madness to expect him to just keep playing.
Doesn't matter about your age. If you're quality, you play in it. Doesn't matter about your age.
Yes, it does, because it can hinder your development.
Doesn't matter.
It can
if you're good enough,
100% it can hinder your development. You have a shorter career. You also have to look out for certain players. Certain players physically can handle the demand of playing game in, game out. Certain players can't. Miles Lewis-Skelly is a prime example of someone who's physically able to play more because of the physical build-up of the player. Now, Ethan isn't off that physical build.
But at the same time, like you said, okay, in the Prem, Nwaneri played 26 games. That's great. It was 889 minutes, which is about 10 full 90s. So a third of the season. He wasn't used nearly enough.
That is very good. By the way, like, for a 17 years old, that is very good.
No, it's great. And I understand that. It's great. He's a good player. But Saka was injured for a lot longer.
For a 17 years old to play, if you calculate the minutes, to play quarter of the season, full minutes, that is pretty damn fucking good.
Oh, to be honest, he's an unbelievable.
He's a great player. That's why they re-signed his contract. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, Arteta knew the tools he had at his disposal, and at times would force himself in a much more difficult situation rather than just do the simple thing. It's almost like a page out of Pep's book, because Pep does the same thing. He'll force himself to not play the youngsters he has and just stick with the...
He's not physically capable of doing certain things. Like, you guys, like, forgetting the guy's a kid.
Professional athlete. He's not able to hack
he's a professional athlete.
He's a kid. Not
everyone. Ahmed sat there and they had Rooney. And Rooney,
exactly.
Of course, I am not sitting here and saying there aren't exceptions to the rule, but there's a very, very little exception at this level of football.
You've literally got a guy in your team.
All right, who's your 17-year-old? Who's your 16-year-old playing for a league title, playing week in, week out? Who's your 16-year-old? That's what I'm trying to say.
You win in the league title when Ethan Nwaneri came in. You were out of it. So you could have played more. No.
I'm asking, who's your 16-year-old then? If we're going to do this narrative of 16-year-olds can come in and play, and they're so common, then where's everyone's 16-year-olds? It's not common for 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds to play that many games. He played enough. He played more than enough for his development. If he hadn't, why is he not kicking up a fuss and leaving? Because he clearly...
I mean, he almost did.
No, he didn't.
He wanted to. You were linked to him.
He was signing the Chelsea.
He was looking at Chelsea.
You guys,
that's his agent speaking to force you guys to actually give him the contract.
It was all bullshit. He was never.
Yeah, it was bullshit, but it forced your hand.
No, it didn't force a hand. It was bullshit talks. He was never in doubt to signing a new contract. The talk's been going on for like 4 or 5 months anyway, so like there was no doubt he was signing a new deal.
So if Saka's out, let's say if Saka's out, who do you want to play on the right? Nwaneri or Madueke?
Whoever's right at that time.
No. Who do you? No. You. Who do you think? Who do you want?
I think Ethan plays better as a right winger right now. Yes.
So he should be playing, right? Yeah.
It's not necessary that he has to be playing. It depends on how he develops. I don't know what happens behind the scenes. At the end of the day, the reason I've been told he hasn't been playing is because he's physically not there yet to be playing week in, week out. Madueke will also play. That's the reality of the matter. It's not about one or the other.
And Arsenal wanted Rodrigo, and they also want Eze. So poor Ethan just gets dropped down to what, the reserves? Like, feel sorry for the guy, to be fair. Like, he should be set back up.
So it makes we're not getting both anyway. It's very highly unlikely unless Martinelli gets sold, we get Rodrigo. Eze will be coming in. I do believe that, but that'll be because Trossard's being sold, and then we've got Martinelli and Trossard on the left, and whatever the case may be. Now Ethan will get his minutes. There's no doubt. Otherwise, he wouldn't be signing his contract if there was no pathway for him. It makes no sense. Why would he sign a contract on the back of? Oh, by the way, you know what? We're relegating you back to like being a reserve player. It makes no sense. He signed a new deal this season because he has a pathway he agrees with. And by the way, even if you talk to his agency, by the way, and his representatives, they've actually asked, what is the pathway? Because we do not want this kid to burn out. He is not physically capable yet. So even they agree with the pathway, they agree with the development, and they agree that he shouldn't be playing a number of games just yet. So what I don't know where the issue is. The club's the player's representative, the player itself, and the club are all aligned with this development. So what I don't understand why I should have an issue and why anyone has an issue with how many minutes he plays.
So my issue is that you can't be Saka's out. That's why we're not able to do this. But then say Nwaneri is not physically capable. So like which one? Like, let's say if he's out for the rest of the season, then, or he's out for half.
Are we talking about this coming season?
Yeah.
And we've got Noni Madueke.
So you would play Madueke over Nwaneri?
If Ethan isn't capable of playing that.
You just said a minute ago that you would play Nwaneri.
No, because you're not listening to the point. If Saka is out for, let's say, 15 games, I'm not expecting Ethan to play all 15 games. I'm going to expect them to rotate between Ethan and Madueke. It's not really a
I still think Gyökeres is the risk.
I think Gyökeres.
That might be the case. We don't know. Obviously, new signings coming to a new league. We don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
I think
at the end of the day, statistically, he looks fine. Like I'm not that fussed. I'm gonna wait and see.
The price you guys paid is definitely better than the original price that was touted, which is closer to 100 million euros. Yeah, I'll give you that. So it makes the risk less risky, I guess. But regardless, we'll see if he's a solution, because you guys did need a striker and you did exactly what you needed to do. You got a striker, so
a striker with good goal numbers. I don't know. At the moment, I'm looking at it.
By the way, you said name a player, like United. I'm pretty sure. I know this player has done some mad stuff, but that's when we had Greenwood. He was playing in pretty much consistently as well. So off the right. So he's another player.
There are exceptions of young players playing very.
Yeah, but he wasn't physically ready, though, innit? But he was just playing.
No. Greenwood was physically ready. There's certain players who physically are just more developed. Like Saka was just more developed as a youngster than other players around him. Okay, let's take ESR, because ESR was also mentioned. ESR tore his groin because he was growing, and the number of games he played meant that his groin actually detached off the bone. Hence why his injury happened. Hence why his development got hindered. Hence why he's now out of Arsenal. So let's just do that again. Let's just keep doing the madness cycle of just injuring these young players, overplaying them like we do with Bukayo Saka, and let the rivals be happy. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So okay, who said everyone's happy? I don't get the.
No, because if Ethan plays a number of games, it's going to lead to injuries because he's still developing his body.
So is Yamal going to get injured then? Is he going to get injured? Do you reckon? Yeah, because at 16, that guy was built like a twig.
Who?
Yamal. He was built like a twig.
There are exceptions to the rule.
Forget about exceptions. I'm talking about physical. When it comes to physically, that guy, he is built like a twig, and he's not really physically developed yet. He's developing. He's developing. But the manager in Flick is, even though he's playing Yamal a lot, he's still developing by playing in games, getting experience, and benefiting the team massively. If you're really that good,
we're doing that with Miles Lewis-Skelly, by the way.
But I'm not saying, by the way, bro, I'm not saying Nwaneri needs to play in, week out. all the time. He's a quality player, but I'm just saying, starting 4 games, like if Saka's out, because he's better than Madueke, and I don't care if Madueke is physically ready, physically more developed. Yeah, Madueke can be physically developed all he wants. Yeah, he's trash. So play your better players and get more points. That is the aim.
I gotta remind myself he's not a Chelsea player anymore.
Bro, literally, like,
you're being insulted anyway.
At the end of the day, right? Like there is also a development plan for a player. If the club don't deem him to be physically ready to play a number of games, they're just not going to do it. It doesn't matter what I want. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what anyone else wants. Because if we're going to talk about youth players being bled in, guess what? Miles Lewis-Skelly played a lot of minutes because he's more ready and he's more developed as a human to be able to play.
Or maybe because your left back area isn't great.
No.
You signed a load of guys that were made of quavers in your left back area.
You know what the problem is?
Go ahead, man.
I haven't got involved, but I just wanted to take up.
No one is slating Arsenal. I don't understand why everyone's like so like.
Arsenal now are having Madueke as a backup. Nwaneri is there as a backup. He's 18 years old. He's not going to be 19 until next March, basically at the end of the season. He signed a new contract because he knows he's going to get minutes over Odegaard or something like this, right? If in the league. Why do people asking him to play in Nwaneri if he played third of the season last season? Saka got injured, right? Oh, why didn't you use Nwaneri? He fucking used Nwaneri. In some games, Nwaneri basically got bullied in the games. He got bullied in the games. Salah didn't get injured last year. So Liverpool were lucky that Salah wasn't injured last year. Saka got injured. Now they went on and signed the sub for Saka, which is Madueke, so he can give him a rest. So why are people talking about Nwaneri when the opposite the options
all I'm
up
saying
top
is when he torn Tottenham apart. When he torn Tottenham apart in that game, I think it was Tottenham on the right hand.
Habibi, he had magnificent games, but I saw Nwaneri play in some games, and I was like, bro, you really need to take it a little bit slower. Can I bring one more point up?
We actually
why isn't Nwaneri a topic for Arsenal when they have 7 other senior footballers in the only
even if we didn't, okay, let me bring one last point. Okay, Ethan played a consistency of 3 games where he started, and guess what happened? He got an injury.
Okay,
his hamstring. He had a hamstring knock. Within
it's not even games. Like what I'm trying to get at when I brought up Nwaneri, because I ended up bringing up Nwaneri, right?
It's your fault.
My point is that it's a criticism against Arteta about how sometimes he makes it more difficult for himself. And you had mentioned the player development. Last season, if you're an Arsenal fan and you see what's happening in the city, and you're saying, oh my God, my one rival in this league challenge is down and out for the count. They lost Rodri, their best player, and they're spiraling downward. This is my chance to actually win the league. And you don't take those chances. Do you in that situation, do you prioritize the player's development, or do you prioritize trying to win the league?
The league.
That's the thing where like the mentality that Arteta has, I question.
Players? Like that's ludicrous. Why wouldn't I care about the player?
Because this is your chance to win the league. The one thing you've been working towards for the past 5 years.
You want me to ruin a kid's life?
Okay, is Hansi Flick ruining Pedri? Is he ruining Pedri?
What?
You can argue.
Is he ruining biologic?
I was over 150
because under Xavi, because Pedri, you do realize, Pedri was getting bare injuries last season under Xavi. Now under Hansi Flick, his development went through the roof. He's played a lot of games, and he's massively being benefited from Hansi Flick's coaching. But even though he's playing a lot, but regardless, you have to play those games.
Okay, so how old is Pedri now?
He's getting called the best midfielder, by the way, not just by sitting on the bench.
Even under Xavi, under all those games, he was arguably one of the best up-and-coming midfielders.
But he's not getting as much praise as he is now.
Why are we talking about Arsenal development? Marshall, you're fucking evil.
Okay.
Pedri is 20 now.
Can we stop talking about Pedri? Hang on. The biggest problem with Arsenal last season, and I'm on Marshall's side on this one, by the way, in tactics, you were drawing games and you were bringing defenders on in the last 10 minutes.
They played with 3 DMs in one game as well.
This is the criticism against Arteta.
Mm-hmm. They played 3 DMs.
Ethan Nwaneri was an attacker. But don't talk about kids.
I just think Arteta is going to be the thing that holds you back.
Mistakes, but not
Really,
you think that Arteta? Okay, so here's the thing. We think that Arteta is the one that is going to hold Arsenal back because of last season. I get it. Marshall said that. It's a fair criticism. I get it.
I'm fine with that, by the way. I'm cool
and when you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I'm
but
cool.
Don't you think, Marshall? Don't you think that the 2 seasons ago when Arteta played very expressive football, they won a lot of games? Do you think that plays? By the way, I'm gonna end the show in 5-10 minutes max. Just gonna do a super chat and end this. Yeah. Just the last question. Don't you think that Arteta a little bit deserves a little bit of leeway in terms of the way he plays from your perspective?
Season, but this upcoming season, you have the tools you need. You got your backups. You built a better squad, right?
Football? Do you think
no.
Or no?
At the end of the day, the football doesn't matter. The results, right? Now you don't have an excuse. You have to get the results, and if you don't get the results this season, it's Arteta. He has to go, and you have to get another.
100%. Nobody said otherwise.
No.
Oh, yeah. Let me do the super chat, guys, so we can get out of it. Guys, can we get to 600? Wallah al-azim, you guys are fraud. We have 1,400 votes on the stream, guys. 1,400 votes, guys, and we're only on 500 likes. Hit that like button, people. Don't be frauds. Get the likes up. My man here is saying Bas Dost, same record for Sporting as Gyökeres without penalties. Gyökeres just the new Bas Dost. Oh my God, region. Yeah, I remember that. Guys, we'll see then. If Gyökeres doesn't come in and banging goals for Arsenal, we'll see how it goes. But I believe he's going to
be there. We will be there.
We'll be there. Tamari, top scorer in Portugal, 22-23, 0 for league. Here's the problem, Dakar. Everyone said that Arsenal should not get Sisco, should get Gyökeres. Now they got Gyökeres. Everyone is just fucking Gyökeres is shit. It's fucking mad. Everyone.
Yeah, man. I had arguments with people because I wanted Sesco.
Now you guys are just victimizing him now. You're just victimizing. Come on, bro. No one is saying that, bro. Come on. Khalas, you got your strike.
No. I'm the man of arguments.
You know what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? You should have a look at the Arsenal tweets when they found out that Isak was available. Everybody was asking Arsenal to cancel the transfer
because Isak is better than Gyökeres. No one argued. Yeah. Have you seen anyone saying that Gyökeres is better than Isak? No one have said that.
The narrative.
Let me respond to the world champ. Blaze. Mo, stop it. Cucurella was the best left back last season, not left center back. He played the majority of the season crashing the box. Plus, you don't say Robertson as a left wing back for Fulham, do you? Basically, I just checked Blaze because I read the super chat and I was preparing for it. Basically, and I'm just gonna respond to him. Let me guys respond. Nobody interrupt me. I compared Cucurella, Robertson, Gyökeres, and Nouri, right? And Cucurella touched the ball the least. Okay, let me just establish something. Chelsea, out of the 4 teams, and I didn't include Andy Robertson, I'm talking Robinson, Gyökeres, Nouri. Chelsea averaged 60% ball position, which is the highest. So logically speaking, if Cucurella is the left back, he should touch the ball the most in the attacking third. Am I wrong? He touches the least out of all of them in the attacking third, mostly in the mid and the defensive side. It's take-ons, which is for a left back. All the season, he attempted 15 take-ons. Nouri attempted 147. Okay? You see the difference, okay? In terms of crashing the box, left center backs crash the box. Bastoni does this all the time for him. In terms of progressive distance and carries, he's the least out of all of them. It's the definition of a left center back. The heat map says that, Blaze. I am watching that my eyes, and I watch the games with my eyes, and I know that Cucurella passes the ball most of the times and stays next to Colwell, and he lets the rest of the team work forward. He moves forward when the team is losing or you need a goal, and now he crashes the box. I watch the game, and stats matches exactly what I watch the game. Exactly what I watch. Cucurella is a defensive left back. He's not a balanced left back, and that is good for Chelsea. It works for you. We saw it against PSG game when Malo Gusto was running towards the Nuno Mensch and Cucurella is there. So Blaze, watch the game without bias, Blaze, and you will see. Me saying that he's a left center back is not a dig. That is good. right? He's not as good on the ball as the other center backs. That's why he doesn't take players on. That's why he doesn't carry the ball. That's not why he even attempts to dribble. And his passes are just average as the rest of the league. Basically, I just responded to you with what I'm saying and the stats. Weak league, okay. What about Champions League and Nations League? Because Gyökeres scores goals for the Champions League for Sporting Lisbon. Does anyone have a response to this?
Cucurella is amazing at play acting as well. Like, we have to give him some
he's a fucking shit house. That is different.
Yeah,
he's another rat like Bernardo and Bruno Fernandes and these guys. Weak league, okay. What about the Champions League?
In terms of this, I looked it up too. I think there's plenty of other players that are ahead of Gyökeres in goals.
Sebastian Heller scored loads of goals. There was
that's what I mean. Like the Champions League thing that people put up. It's like
as well. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there was a hat trick in one of those games, and there's the other 2 or 3 other goals. Like Garassi was better than him in Champions League. There was plenty of players better than him in goals and assists in the Champions League. So
everyone will bring up the Man City hat trick, won't they? Everyone will bring.
Yeah.
You bunch of liars on this panel. Arteta changes the system each season. We previously banked goals for fun. Drop your agendas and biases for one moment.
Bro, you wanted a statue of your set piece coach.
What is this? Okay, by the way, what is this? What does this have to do with the Super Chat, Mac?
Well, he's talking about Arteta changing the system. Like,
and he did change the system.
That's your set piece coach. That's not Arteta.
He did change the system. He was playing free flow football
was on the touchline more than Arteta last season.
It's different. That is different. The man from all I have to say, the man from Uncle, spot on Super Chat.
You know why you get me
changes
on,
the system. I know.
He was more attacking back then. Like,
he was way more so he changed the system.
And he changed it,
Dost for his 2 seasons at Sporting, 49 non-penalty goals in 61 games. Gyökeres 2 seasons at Sporting, 51 non-penalty goals in 66 games. What did Dost do after? Enough said. Okay. So Yushi, you think that Gyökeres is not gonna bang in goals. I want you now to tell me, Yushi, how many goals do you think Gyökeres is gonna score for Arsenal? Give me your prediction. I said my prediction, Sol said, Marshall said, Ahmed said, and Max said. I want you now, tell me your prediction. How many goals do you think Gyökeres will score for Arsenal then? He said 20 at best. 20 is very good, my man. 20 is very good. If he scores 20, that is not bad in his first season in the Premier League. Yeah.
That's great.
That's not bad at all. I don't know who's this guy. I don't know who's Tamari. Is that the Jordanian guy?
The Arab Emirates or something like that?
Probably like he's Jordanian or Emirati.
Does he play for like Roma or something like that now?
Ten Hag name will be in books, but for Arteta won't. Fine, JJ, because he won the cups. Blazer said Nico also signed the contract till 2033. What a pathway. Nico Gonzalez in me. You mean Nico Williams? What a pathway, yeah. Nico Williams signed the contract. But Nico Williams makes a lot of money, Blaze. He makes a lot of money. Daniel here is saying it makes sense why Ahmed hates Salah and he doesn't respect like Hazard, Rooney, and Henry because United are Salah's bitch.
I've never seen
Daniel.
Ahmed doesn't respect players like Hazard, Rooney, and Henry. What is he talking about? When have I done not respect? You just said Ahmed hates Salah and doesn't respect like Hazard, Rooney, and Henry. What
you don't respect him? You don't respect him like Hazard and Rooney and Henry.
Okay, yeah.
Construct the sentence properly, then I can reply to you. But like I said, there's loads of Liverpool players that I rate. I rate Firmino, I rate Sadio Mane, Thiago Alcantara. So it's got nothing to do with Salah scoring goals against me. So yeah. Aguero stole a Premier League from me.
Firmino scored quite a few, actually.
Omar said last season, Teta chose not to buy a 9. No excuses then. That was a choice. And because Cisco didn't go through, so that was a choice. Yes, Omar. Also, Enzo Fernandez is crap, played in Portugal, in it.
Said attacking players, not midfielders. But,
Enzo's a good footballer, though.
Didn't he play in Portugal for like 6 months?
Yeah, it was Benfica for like about 6 months.
Fleetingly
won a World Cup, by the way, in that time, but we won't discuss that.
What's that?
Won a World Cup in that time, but Olu won't bring that up either.
Yeah, and we said no to him, obviously.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You got a good midfield, though. You're happy with your midfield.
Mo, I think Liverpool need to buy another centre back with Guehi. Fuck me. You want to buy Guehi and another centre back? We'll see how it goes.
I'm with you.
Blaze, who gives a shit about take-ons and box touches? Let Nouri do that. We're talking about left-back duties. One of the left-back duties is assisting, crossing, overlaps, which you fucking complained about, Blaze. About Enzo Maresca, Blaze. Do you remember? Why does Enzo Maresca invert fullbacks? Why don't fullbacks support the wingers? We need Maresca to
good
do
inverting
that.
left back, though. He's a very good inverting left back. Cucurella is.
Yeah,
Listen, I'll take the comparison to Bastoni any day of the week. I do think there's more credit to give Cucurella, but
Blaze,
yeah,
you literally at the end, he's a defensive left back, but still a left back.
I'm a Liverpool fan,
and the best. Let me just respond to Blaze, guys. Let me respond to Blaze. Okay, if that makes you sleep well at night, Blaze, he's a defensive left back. Great. Bastoni is a defensive left back as well. Fine, fantastic.
Cuckoo can also get you goals and stuff, but we'll see this season. If he can up those tallies, then he's in that discussion for sure.
He's solid.
Fair enough.
He's solid.
He's a good center. Blaze, at the end, you admitted that he's a defensive left back. At least you admitted that. And I will live with it. I'm going to say, okay, let's call it a defensive left back. A little. And anyone is saying Mo is a bum, whatever, you're coming to watch me in the channel. You all criticize Arsenal for being too attacking and open, and you criticize them for being too defensive. You criticize them for being soft at set pieces. You criticize them for being good. You just trolls.
Who's criticizing them? Well, these lot are so sensitive, you know. I don't understand. Like, hold on a minute. We literally just gave credit Arsenal playing attacking football. I literally said Arsenal played attacking football 2 seasons ago, and now they're not playing attacking football. And now we're trolls. Like, make it make sense, innit? Like, bro, like, not every day, you have to be like victims. Oh, Arsenal, like, bro, like, I don't get it. Just show a bit of oomph in you. Do you get it? So, like, it's calm. Like, Arsenal have signed a striker. You've attacked all bases in your transfer window. No one's criticizing you a lot. So, like, I don't understand. Like, no one's here trolling. Like, but big up for the super chat, though.
I think you all were just criticizing Arsenal, which is it's warranted. But you can criticize them, but in the same time,
I said they were really good defensively. Right?
Yeah, they're good defensively. Arteta is a good
I did say a lot of other funny stuff as well, but that's just for shits and giggles, isn't it?
Of course. You gotta have the banter.
Like, I hate Arsenal. Like,
yeah,
I don't like playing them.
Anyway, big up everyone that supported the channel. Casual EFC in the description as well. Thank you so much, Marshall. Marshall, you always bang on here in the channel, bro. It's always great having you on the channel. Fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Love you, Souls. Always here. Mac, always here. And Ahmed, phenomenal appearance. Kingsley, I'm going to answer you. Who do you think the best one-on-one left back in the league? Cucurella.
Hey, we'll take that.
Cucurella is the best one-on-one
defender we'll find out
in the league in the left wing. Yeah. He's the best one-on-one left back in the league.
Go and sub to my channel. Liverpool
guys,
fans.
Everyone, it doesn't have to be Liverpool fans. Everyone.
There's a lot of them in there.
Yeah, go guys, support K-Mac in the channel. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm doing shows every day.
Every day?
Every day. There's a lot to talk about, to be fair.
This will take you to Hussam, guys. He's with Goonie. They're talking Chelsea, Liverpool. Absolutely brilliant. By the way, for everyone that is asking why Isak terms agreed, because it literally says on the tweets that he has no problem agreeing the terms with Liverpool, basically.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here.
Peace.